Hello, welcome to more Dragon Age Veilguard. Witty and I are back, and we should be trying to accomplish the lore today. So,
Yeah.
based on, we've already acquired 2 of these wolves. Should we theoretically give me oh, someone's yelling at me already? There's a man over here. He wants my attention. Oh no, it's not a man. It's a mommy. Hello.
That was very much giving like the he days and she days.
Yep.
Gonna grab drinks
Yep.
with the Lords of Fortune at the Held. Come along if you want. Get to know the Lords. Sounds good.
Okay. Dragon class? Dude, I want to classify my character as dragon. Okay, but now I'm all nervous because I just missed that. Yeah, I'm missing stuff with Hassan too. Or technically... Oh. Manfred and Hassan are getting to know each other.
Oh, no, definitely go listen to that. They're very funny when they get together.
We'll have to do that, but I wanted to quickly check before I leave this area. I wanted to see if I could put my wolves in already, or if I have to wait till I have all the wolves.
You can. I would wait and do them all together.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't even know how I put the first wolf in. I kind of just fell into that one, so I'm glad that they don't just randomly.
Yeah, you were like, "What's this?" And I was like, "That's where the wolf statue goes." And you went, "Okay." And I was like, "And I was about to say that I would wait, but okay."
Yep. Suspicious squawk, equally suspicious hiss. Love it.
Quiet now.
But he's weird.
Davern's really feeling when my son's friend comes over to play.
Yeah. Who wants a treat? I do. If you know what I mean. If you catch my drift, if I float your
Ooh, me. I want one.
Well, I don't have any.
Why'd you get my hopes up?
A little white lie to quell the riot.
Are you sure it's little to them? Yeah, Davrin, where's my treat?
Come on, guys, give me a break. Rook?
Have you seen the meme of Gale from Baldur's Gate being like, it's like, oh, as long as you make me dessert, and he's like, oh, well, I can make like an apple pie or whatever, and Asterian's like, you're so stupid, dude.
No, I have not.
It's so funny. I'll try to find it and send it to you, but literally, Gale's like, yeah, I'm gonna make dinner for everybody, and then the main character is like, it's like, oh, I don't really care about dinner as long as you make me dessert, and he's like, okay, I can make like a strudel or whatever.
Yeah.
and it's the look after Asterian being like, you are mind-numbingly stupid.
I love that. I love stuff like that where it's like I just like it's the right amount. It's just barely the right amount of silly teasing. It's not
it's
mean.
It's giving Aang and Katara, I'm saying I'd rather kiss you than die.
Yes.
Thanks, Aang. Doofus.
It's a compliment.
It really is, though.
So good.
I'm sure a big, strapping warden like you can handle a cat and a misfit skeleton.
What if Manfred bites?
Oh, probably just baby molars. This all sounds like too much fun for me.
He's like, no,
Wait,
don't
you
leave
can't
me.
just leave me with it.
Treats! Treats!
Good luck with that.
Rook says bye.
Good luck with that. Have fun. See you next time. Do all the games have those you listen in, have little conversations with the people?
No. So there are NPC to NPC conversations in I think all of the games to some extent or another. Yeah, I don't know what I was... Yeah, they do. I had to think about it, but yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Just brain farted there, I guess.
I still don't know who I'm like leaning towards as like my favorite characters to play with. I definitely think Davern's really fun.
Mm-hmm. Davern is in my top 3 for sure.
Mm-hmm. I just feel so like useless without Balara. I just feel like Balara is a must-have, especially when doing side stuff like this.
Mm-hmm. Balara is maybe not one of my favorite characters, but does have one of my more favorite quest lines.
Her quest line's been very interesting, and I think she's like really good, silly, goofy energy, and I like her. Like that, she's just competent enough. I'm sad they, like, kind of what you were saying last time. Like, I'm sad that they made Emmerich just to remove some of her power, because she would have been really useful as if she was the one who understood the fate, because she should.
Yeah. And again, I like Emmerich, but I am every time I'm like, why is he actually here?
Yeah.
And his quest line is cool, but that is another one that I'm like, I don't really understand why this plot point's here either.
It might have been they wanted to make the characters with longer plot lines, and they had to divide the character up because they just made the one character with too much stuff.
So part of the reason it's there is, honestly, they did not kill their darlings.
Oh, true.
Because his plot line is, like, in the original development, basically, like, you had to do a heist into Vinter, and then you had to, like, infiltrate an evening soiree in Navarra. And so a lot of his quest line comes from that evening soiree.
How's that possible?
And so, like, I think that's really where it comes from, is they just didn't want to get rid of that idea.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said because combat and Tosh was yelling at me.
Oh, no worries, no worries. But yeah, so like they had this evening soiree plot point in the original draft for the game, basically. And I think Emmerich's plot is largely because they didn't want to get rid of those vibes.
That's understandable, I guess. Also, we can listen to this again? Yeah.
Untold years asleep, only to see our sanctums defiled. Even Arlathan is trampled by cast-offs and mortals. We must secure the Alluvians.
We shall. The Ontom are uneasy in the crossroads, but they know their duty.
If they fail, give the best preserve to me for improvement.
Dead on, Tom? We're already on it.
There's definitely a vibe I'm picking up from Elgranon and Gilithane that I'm like, I think I have ideas. So I'm curious.
Okay.
Because, like, they both give the idea of, like, the uncle and the aunt that, like, are back home, and I don't like, they're like, we're mad that, like, they very much, because in that first dialogue we had with the backstory for Lies Guy that I don't trust, was basically them being like, we are gods, and he's like, dude, we're just fucking people from another planet, we're not gods, like, chill out. And it's like, they feel a little pretentious, like they feel like they think a little highly of themselves.
Yes. So you'll get kind of like part of the backstory of like why and kind of how they're different, you know, once you get these wolf statues. But one thing that you probably won't really have without playing the other games is that Elgranon is the first of the gods.
Ah.
So like he was created first, and you know you'll learn about that later. And so like he's the quote unquote the firstborn of the firstborn. And Gillinane was a regular mortal elf who was elevated to godhood.
Okay.
Because she was so good at making monsters.
Right.
Places between.
Lindy, I
And
respect.
also-
I was just gonna say, response to chat. Lindy, I understand the sad that you don't have your usual helping of rice, but at least your burger place is still there, because one of my local burger places got removed, and I'm so sad.
Oh, that's awful, dude. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, there's like 2 in my city, and one is being replaced by the new place I just had, and the other one is just completely gone, and I'm very sad about that.
Yeah. But also you were talking about Elgranon being arrogant.
Gives you that
Solus's name in Elven means pride. Fun fact.
Oh.
Right? And that's juicy.
Have to remember how to play. It's fine.
Yeah. Mood.
You do the thank you. You do the thank you. You know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to hunt some wolves. God, it's so cool. I definitely feel like the power of like I feel like a badass MMO character, and I see why. I see like the basis for it, and my brain goes, I like that aspect of the combat, but at the same time, I respect the where is my actual character lore and all that. Okay, I can't go this way yet. I don't have no champions essence. Oh no, don't tell me I need champions essence to go to those locations.
You might open up your map.
I might be able to make it to this one, okay?
Yeah, you should be able to get to that one.
I can get to
and
this
the other one is going to be a little bit further north anyway. But whatever that other quest is maybe a no-go. But that's not the one you're after anyway.
You can talk to them again, I appreciate that. Yeah, take some fire damage, please. Thank you.
Burn, baby, burn.
Burn, baby, burn. God. I'm feeling pretty strong these days. Ah.
There you go.
That's where one of them is. That makes sense.
That's it.
Oh, are they all in memories? All the wolf statues?
I don't remember them all being.
Maybe it's just.
But maybe I'm
It's happening
misremembering.
again. We're in another of Solus's memories. Remember last time? The past really can still hurt you.
Glad you made it here safely.
Ah, yes, the past
I
can
didn't love our
hurt,
odds
but you
without
can
you.
either run from it or learn from
Who?
it.
Me?
All right.
From it? Oh.
Everything's in place. We hit
Ah, you see?
Aldenarn's island fortress tonight.
Yeah, what you going to do?
This is our best chance to free the people he's enslaved. Get in, save as many as you can, and bring them back here to Sanctuary.
I
Be
wish we
fast
had more
and be
Felisan in
safe.
this game.
I'll meet you on the other side.
I like Felisan a lot.
Fen-Haral scouting ahead. For freedom! For the Dread Wolf!
Interesting.
So, the Dread Wolf is testing his noble rebels against my stronghold. How courageous.
Remember, these memories can hurt us.
The good news is that I can like kind of get this lore done, because I feel like this would be really annoying to clean up later, but I'm really interested in what's happening now because we started it at the end of last session.
Right.
So I feel like this. I was like, because we were debating whether we go straight into the next piece of like story lore, or if we could try to jump on what we started last week. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, I think starting last week's stuff is interesting to me because
Guards to attack the Dread Wolf's rebels.
The bastard. I hope Solus won that fight.
I hope so too. Because I just want to know what the heck is going on, and I feel like going into the later half of the game with some idea of where Solus sits is going to be interesting.
You
Yes.
persist for naught. The people under my rule are not yours to plunder.
More guards.
You know what? Get a fire breath in here. I love that I've accidentally like learned the timing for the one combo that I really like. It just kind of feels innate today.
Forces are making things
It's a good thing.
interesting. You keep moving no matter what. Free those slaves.
Will do.
Take everyone else and give the guards something to think about. We must be swift. Elganon is coming.
Solus sounded frightened. You blame him?
What's a sticky wing? Is that? I feel like. Watch the map. Yeah, that's what we want to see.
Quickly, get us out of here.
Locked tight, and no sign of a key.
This is all Thane logic.
Let's get that prison open.
What makes a boneless wing a boneless sticky wing?
It's in the sauce that they're covering with it. Basically, if it sticks to your fingers.
Makes sense. Ah, okay. That's basically also what Lindy said. Oh, wait.
It's like a barbecue wing is usually a sticky wing because it's a stickier sauce than like hot sauce.
That makes sense. Wait. I think I did this puzzle wrong. Let's go this one more time. Can I hit the other one by chance, or is that not a... I can't hit this one. I feel like it makes more sense to hit that one than this one. So let's just leave that there for now. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe she's born with it.
God, the Cards Against Humanity brain from like high school.
My
Oh,
hot
that's
take
amazing.
is I'm so glad that game has sort of fallen out of vogue.
Honestly, I agree. Like, I found it got really boring after a while.
Yeah, it really did. And and the thing for me too, the thing that I really got irritated with is I would be like, oh, like, you know, let me buy these party games like, you know, Sushi Go or Hanabi or whatever, like pay for these kind of more cool indie games.
Yeah.
And I would bring them, and people were like, or we could just play Cards Against Humanity. I was like, I'm so sick of playing this game, dude.
Yeah, I was the same way.
Go. The Dreadwolf must be waiting for you.
Because I don't think I've actually played Sushi Go, but I've played some other ones, like Unstable Unicorn. Like, we played that one before. That was really fun. Katie actually just... Go ahead.
I don't really remember that game. I have played it, but I truly do not remember a thing about it.
Captives to get to safety. I will hold off Elganon himself for as long as I am able.
Okay, but Solus with, like, the long ponytail? That's a vibe.
I'm not crazy about it.
The vermin keep coming. Go. I will deal with that ragged wolf.
One last push.
I think his weird mullet mohawk situation needed some conditioner.
Yeah, I agree. However, Bald Solus is a weird... Or Solus is a weird... Weird take. You know what? Again, I just don't want to deal with this stuff.
There is, I have read some lore drop or another that's basically like, oh, older elves, like you can tell how they're old because they're bald, and I'm like, that's so stupid.
Oh! Get me out of here! Off this cliff, please. Thank you very much. you, and thank you. Okay. Whew.
There will be a reckoning for this Solus, no matter how far you run.
Let the big asshole rant. Everyone we freed is safe in the crossroads.
Without all of you, well, thank you. But can Elganon find us here?
He cannot. I have made sure of...
Solus?
Elganon is a powerful opponent. My apologies. It is of no consequence. What matters, my friends, is that today, all of us are free.
Nope, still don't trust them. Yeah, I like Lindy's idea where it's like the idea of dyeing your hair different colors depending on your age is interesting.
So strange.
Whereas like Ball just feels like a weird,
Yeah,
choice.
basically it's like, oh, elves like lose their ability to grow hair
Yeah.
as they get older. I'm like, that's so silly.
Come on, let's go.
Wait, these statues are different from the other statues we had. Because there's like
Yeah,
little
so the wolf,
statues.
the wolf statue, that you get like the points from is like laying down versus the one that the Inquisitor gave you and that are memory locked, or I guess memory keys more accurately. Those are standing up and howling.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both different.
I wish I knew more about what the different like what does chill do to an opponent that I'm fighting? Just slow them down?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. I'll take another free chest. I just got one, but why not have another one?
He said, "Don't mind if I do."
Yeah, literally. Now, where am I? Another chest? Don't mind if I 3, apparently. Ooh. I mean, it's something called the Wings of Antiva. You kind of gotta get the Wings of Antiva, man. It's a very like.
Yeah, that is a crow piece as well.
I mean, it's pretty hot sounding to me. I feel like I just got 3 chests for the price of one little backstory.
Pretty much.
That was kind of nice. Ooh, owl statue. Wait, I've been here
no.
before. No?
Not owl. Or different looking owl.
Yeah.
No, it's not the Hoot Hoot statue.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot there's actual owl statues in this game. I was like, yeah, the owl statues.
About to get fun.
Ooh, please stop.
Rar. Oh, thunder. Okay.
Oh, is it raining by you?
I just heard thunder.
That's...
Oh, dude! I felt an earthquake yesterday.
Oh, jeez.
It was the first ever earthquake I'd ever felt.
Oh.
And I was like, I was sleeping in. I was like, had just woken up. I was digging around on my phone in bed, at my friend's house for this wedding, and I was just like, I knew they were going to pressure wash, and it first started, and I was like, damn, that pressure washer is strong for it to be shaking everything like this. And then it kept going, and I was like, that's not the pressure washer. And it lasted long enough for me to, like, walk through, wow, that pressure washer is crazy strong. Beat, beat, beat. That's not the pressure washer. Is that an earthquake? Beat, beat, beat. I'm pretty sure that's an earthquake.
Jeez.
And I was like, that was wild. And I was kind of excited because I've never felt one before, and it wasn't bad. So I was like, okay, I don't have to feel bad about being like, ooh,
Yeah.
shaky, shaky.
I know we had the aftershock of one a long time ago, but I don't remember feeling anything at the time.
Yeah, this one was a 4.1.
Okay.
And it was huge. It like felt like people felt it in like Atlanta, Knoxville, Tennessee, South Carolina, Western North Carolina. Like it was all over. People felt this thing, and I was like, that's crazy. But I haven't heard of any like major damage, so that's good.
These statues, there's 4 of them again. Oh! Also, briefly, I went out yesterday with a friend, and there's a, like, witchy, like, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, fantasy of all kinds store.
Oh, neat.
And I found out 2 things. One, that some guy, and they said Sweden, I'm going to assume it's Sweden, is making Lord of the Rings complete branded full story D&D books to run in 5e. Look amazing so far.
That's cool.
They got to the Mines of Moria, and I'm like, I'm in love with these books. I'm very tempted to get 1 or 2. Hi, Zatara.
I've been thinking about running, or more how I want to play, in a like fully set in Middle Earth Lord of the Rings D&D. Like same mechanics, but using full D&D or but full Lord of the Rings lore.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
a huge inspiration. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, if you want to do something like that, these are the books to do that, because it's
yeah,
quite literally. I'll just send you an image of the covers, and I will actually see if I can pull them open.
And I do feel like in a lot of ways, like D&D as it has gone throughout the years has kind of, in some ways, overcompensated.
Yeah.
And so now there's like, I don't know, like there's certain like species that I don't feel are like distinct anymore. And so I don't know, I just kind of would like to get back to the roots without getting back to the really yucky stuff, because we can leave that in the past.
I agree.
Orcs can be good, actually.
Yeah. So point of the story though is I did buy something at the store the other day. Is I bought a Lord of the Rings elven pin, like for the like how all the when after they went to the Council of Elrond, how they all had the pins. Like I got one, and
the Leaf of Lothlorien.
Yeah,
I think
I love it. I've always wanted one, and I'm gonna use it on one of my cosplays. But
do you have you followed Don Marshall, the obscure Lord of the Rings facts guy?
No.
He is the obscure Lord of the Rings facts guy. He knows a bunch of like really obscure lore that's very fun. But he also has like shirts that are like, I know when during COVID he had like shirts and masks that said like get vaccinated, but it was like in Elvish and in Dwarvish.
That's great.
And then he's got one that's it's the letters for, did you know that Viggo Mortensen actually broke his toe when kicking the helmet in Two Towers? Like,
Yep.
I forget. But that very like cliche fun fact about that movie. And he has that also in Elvish, and I think it's very funny. He's got great merch.
So good. Sorry, I'm gonna have a bite of my food now that I can actually have more.
Yeah, go for it.
Right. Yeah. Well, I love the pin, and I would love to do something with Lord of the Rings D&D. That's such a fun like book that I found, and there was like 6 of them there. I was like, I'm not gonna drop $500. I'm not gonna drop $500. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Did you break and get all the other Dragon Age games?
No, I didn't.
Fair enough.
Because I've seen them go as cheap as 90% off, so I'm like, I'll hold my...
You'll get there.
Yeah. I've already given you ideas for birthday presents, Star. We're gonna hold that on that one for a little bit longer. I'm gonna see if I can work my magic and see if I can get access to those books through some of my immediate circles. Because like, I'd want to play in the world of Lord of the Rings. I don't think I'd want to run the Lord of the Rings world. Because like, I feel like it'd be fun to have like, especially with the world of Lord of the Rings. I feel like it'd be very fun to try to mix. Like, not necessarily do the Third Age, but like just like do like down the line or like before the Fellowship, and sort of see if you can like have some fun stuff happen there. Like one of my favorite games I played growing up was Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, which had 2 discs because you had the entire movies on them as well as the actual gameplay. But basically you were playing as a set of adventurers that traveled and did things alongside the Fellowship. So you had your own dwarf, your own elf, your own like ranger style characters who were traveling around and doing the things to alongside. Like, you weren't directly in like leading the Fellowship, but you were the guys in the background who were doing stuff to help out the people. And I thought it was a really cool game.
I'm gonna be so honest. I think made like the funniest like dream campaign I could do in Middle Earth is Arwen hires us to make sure her boyfriend makes it back okay.
Yes. That's like, that kind of shit seems so fun to me.
That would be so funny to me.
Oh.
It's another of those statuettes. The memory fragments.
Autumn left it alone.
Huh.
I don't like that it's just chilling here.
Right, it feels like a trick.
Ambush!
Oh look, it was a trick.
Uh-huh.
Well, you get the ult because you lied to me.
Lindy, yeah, that John Aston's adopted kid. That blew my mind when I found out.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
That is kind of ogre-ish, sort of.
They have a cave troll. I need, please do your thing. Thank you. Have a nice day.
One thing I'm really excited for you to get into the previous games for is to have a better, like, grounded explanation in both Kunari and Darkspawn.
Yeah.
Because this game is insane, especially about the Darkspawn.
Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Please stop that. Please stop that.
Lindy, I have a question for you. Which of the Addams family would be able to carry the ring?
Ooh. That's a very interesting question.
And who would get corrupted the fastest as well?
You got it! I'm gonna be taking fire! Ranged incoming!
Wednesday? Yeah, I can see Wednesday being able to do it. Good sir, can you stop shooting me with firebolts as I'm trying to fight your fucking, like, cave troll? Wait, hold on. No, you didn't go off the map. That's fine, okay. More time, thank you. I said thank you, Pilar. She goes, thank you.
I think I agree with Fester being corrupted the fastest.
I whiffed that. That was great. Good to know.
Considering all it took was Joan Cusack in one movie. The wedding I was at yesterday, the colors were very pastel, and it was gorgeous. Like, absolutely, like, no digs on pastel. But my sister and I love that movie and the bit where Morticia's like, but Debbie, pastels. So we quoted it like 6 times to each other because we're
so
obnoxious.
Funny. I love the idea of like.
Oops.
Oh, sorry. Got it. No, 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 Batman.
What'd I tell you? Trap. Statue wasn't even real. You're right, Tosh. But if the fate is mostly reflections of something else, the real one could be close.
I don't like that there's fire raining from the sky now. God, I look away for like 2 seconds and now there's fire raining from the sky. God, okay.
Can one thing in this fucking house stay clean?
Literally. I don't know a lot about the Addams Family. I remember I watched the movie like once when I was younger, or like twice, but I didn't like. I did not grow up on it as much as other people may have experienced.
I also did not grow up on it as much. Now the one with Joan Cusack as Debbie, loved it. Watched that one a bunch, but every other piece of Addams Family media kind of was lost on me until more recently.
I think the statues to face each other usually, right? That makes sense.
That's what I've also read, Lindy, that they were, that she was like, not without my Gomez. Which is so sweet.
Another of those Fen Harel altars.
See, I thought these were the ones that we were making the lore out of.
Nope. Those are the, not skill points. Health? I don't remember now.
Something like that.
One of those buffs you get.
Yeah. I can't make that jump.
Yeah, so far you got 1 from the Inquisitor, and you got 1 from, now 2 from a memory. And I don't remember the other 2 and how you get those. I don't remember if they're memories or not. I've only played this game twice. I don't have it like memorized like I do the other Inquisition or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Even Origins I've only played like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, that's honestly so beautiful as well, and I think that's one of the reasons why people respect certain actors so much, is because like they said, like, the idea of like actively only doing a role with that one person is so powerful. Like, it's such a beautiful notion. I realized what I was missing. This is fine.
Break through! The Ontom are trying to cut us off. We must be doing something right!
I just olayed the fuck out of that man.
I am hand sewing while you play.
Pants sewing or hand sewing?
Hand. Sewing by hand.
I thought it'd be like, funny, the idea of like just specifically sewing pants.
I am sewing a skirt.
I mean, that's like pants with a hole in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, I am so boned. I am so boned. I am so boned. I'm just playing dodge game right now.
Dodgeball. Also on a Morticia and Gomez, my boyfriend and I dressed up as Morticia and Gomez a few Halloweens ago, and we have these antique epes, and we did recreate the sword fight shot from the first Morticia and Gomez. This is quite fun.
For sure.
Amazing.
And then my mom framed it, so we had pictures of ourselves on the wall, and I was like, thanks.
That's great. Sorry, I'm a little... Try not to die. There's a lot of fire streams and a lot of smoke. And this one fucking dude is just on me constantly.
Well, you know, I would do what Lenny suggests and pretend that they are Shao Tucker and hit them with a chancla. Or with anything, honestly.
Well, I'm out of healing now.
Hit that dad with a bat.
I think I can handle
Like that.
either the big thing or the little guys. It's the fact that it's both.
Yeah, yeah. No, they definitely kind of overload the baddies.
Tired of your shit. Die.
Casper said, sick of you.
Hi, in City Blue Waters. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day so far. Blow that shit up for me.
Okay, Tosh does look slay with, like, the chaps.
Yeah, a little bit. Kind of a fan of this outfit. Like, I was gonna say, you know, I'm always a fan of a good boob window.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well that's where I need to go. Oh, what the heck is this? Hello? It's been a minute, so oh, one of these.
Yes. Brad, go back to your needle, please. Please. Please.
There we go.
Oh, good boy. Okay.
Okay. God, that was so stressful.
But you made it.
Yeah.
You live!
Technically, barely. Oh. And,
There. I'd say that's where we're headed.
okay. Good to know. One of the ones that got me was they changed the plot of one of those seasons of Riverdale after the actor passed away, and they told an episode about the actual death, about what actually happened, and it was really, really beautiful and powerful. And I thought the acting of specifically that sequence was really strong. Like the writing and acting
Ira
for
Tail from Bossing Say.
mm-hmm. No, you're. Oh no, I'm saying. I'm sorry that Raven is not being nice to your notes. Get off, get off, get off, get off, get off. Yes!
Ooh. Who's more dangerous, Rapunzel with a frying pan or Drunk Roger Rabbit? I'm saying Drunk Roger Rabbit.
Okay, now Drunk Roger Rabbit or Drunk Rock Lee?
Drunk Rock Lee for sure.
I've only just met Drunk Rock Lee for the first time, so I don't know how much crazier it gets, but it's still very funny.
To be fair, I have not watched a ton of Naruto past like the 100th episode, which is an insane thing I just said.
Yep.
So maybe I'm wrong, but vibes-wise, I'm like,
Yeah.
I think that kid could fuck me up.
You know, that's a good line. I think that kid could fuck me up.
These hands rated E for everyone except Rock Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roger
sorry, that
Rabbit.
movie scarred me as well. Christopher Lloyd. No thanks.
For sure.
Great actor, but no thanks. That movie freaked me out.
Yep. The only like big thing I really know from that is the judge and the judge's scream, because of a YouTube video that lives rent free in my head, and the comparison of the person screaming in that video to the judge from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I will say too, I cannot believe my parents let me watch that as a kid.
I mean, back in the day, it was like, yeah, it's got animated characters. It's gotta be fine.
But like, I'm surprised they got to the part where it's like, is that a rabbit in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? And let me keep watching the movie. I was like, that's crazy. I was like 5. And I was like, that's insane. I would not let a 5-year-old watch that movie.
Yeah, no. Oh. Well, that was the wolf. Okay. I was like, ooh, what's this pretty thing?
You can tell this statuette is the
You said,
real
ooh,
thing.
shiny.
Yeah.
A memory fragment. Not just because it was very well guarded.
Yeah. Very well guarded, dare I say.
Yeah, no kidding.
Batman? Yeah, Batman's another one I grew up. Well, I didn't grow up on Batman as much as some other people, but I grew up on Spider-Man the way people grew up on Batman. I was a big Spider-Man
I did
kid.
not grow up with a lot of superheroes. My superhero was Sailor Moon.
Oh, I think we talked about this last week, but I've been wanting to rewatch, or like, watch/rewatch for the first time. Some Sailor Moon content.
Do it.
Quiet Spider-Man versus Batman smiling. Oh, I don't know either of those references, unfortunately. Oh, also I realized that I was really tense for that fight, so my butt hurts because I was like I was clenching too hard.
To the Quiet Spider-Man versus Batman smiling, I remember watching the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans where he's relatively quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say
Spirits are returning.
Batman smiling is scarier.
Yeah. Aw.
That is your Wisp, and that will get your Shadow Dragon strength up.
Oh. Cool.
So basically, that's like, it's kind of implied that it's like the spirit of the shopkeeper. That's not really in line with a lot of lore, but that's okay.
Yeah. Ooh. Cool. You want to know so much about Sailor Moon, Laura? You studied it. I love Sailor Moon conceptually, and I love magical girl anime because I grew up on Sailor Moon. Like I did watch a lot of Sailor Moon when I was growing up, so I really appreciate a lot of like that aspect. I just don't know enough about it.
Sailor Jupiter is my girl. I love her.
Oh. Cool. I'm trying to remember. I know we talked about this recently, where I was like asked who was my Sailor Moon character. I don't remember which one was mine. I definitely felt attached to a lot of them. This was also before I immediately just gravitated to any main character because haha, oops.
Mm-hmm. When is your birthday?
Next month, June 12th.
What do spirits spend money on?
So your
What do you
planet
have?
guardian should be Mercury, if I'm not mistaken,
That tracks, I think.
with the short blue hair.
Yep, I think she was one of the ones I really felt the connection with when I watched it the first
She
time.
was the brainiac of the group.
Yep. I see. When I was a kid, I always loved a good Brainiac.
So my ruling planet is Jupiter, hence why Jupiter is my favorite. Also, she's tough and feminine and really tall, and I thought that was really cool because I'm not tall.
I love a good tall woman.
And also, she had brown hair, and I was like, there were honestly not that many characters that had brown hair, and so I was like, oh, it's me! Hi! It's me!
Oh.
Uranus is a great choice. Honestly, though, hard to go wrong with a Sailor Scout.
Yeah.
If we're being totally real.
There's definitely one incorrect choice, but...
Oh?
Wasn't there, like... I remember there was being a young girl who, like, showed up halfway through, and I remember not liking her at all.
With pink hair?
Yeah.
That is Mini Moon, or Chibiusa.
Yeah, I remember not enjoying her character at all.
And she is Sailor Moon's daughter.
Right.
Which is not a spoiler, because literally, when she drops into the show, Sailor Moon says, "Why are you wearing my hairstyle?" And she says, "It's my mom's hairstyle." And I'm like, yeah, I know who your mom is.
You don't say.
So, it's not a spoiler.
How... I might not be able to do this quest.
The last wolf statuette?
Yeah. I see where the plot is. I assume it's over there.
Oh, it's that dang... Oh my god, I hated this. I hated trying to navigate this. This was so annoying. I remember struggling with this. Let me see. Okay.
Oh, it's sending me a different way, actually.
Yeah, follow that tracker first and see what we land at.
Oh, it wants me to go this way?
Guess you gotta find a champion essence.
Son of a bitch! Okay. Where's the champion essence I can fight?
That one is a specific one, so double check which one, like what the door or what the weird root thing says.
It says requires champion essence.
Oh my god, okay. Open your quests, open your journal.
Okay.
Gate of Lost Ages, Gate of Deep Sorrows, Gate of Parched Hopes, Gate of Pale I think it's gonna be Pale Reflections. Select that as your quest just to see if maybe. And then go to the crossroads.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's not. I was hoping it would light up. I don't know if that's the right one or not.
Oh, it wants me to go to the
find
wetlands.
one that you're of level.
Fair enough. Let's start there. I hate it here. We also need to go hang out with Emmerich and Tosh. Right. Find some demons. I'm good. 25. I'm almost 25. Well, that's 30, 35, 40, 20. I can do this one.
Yeah, try it.
We can do Docktown. That's.
I thought the bottom one was like 5 through 40.
The very bottom was not a gate.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh. Gross, I know where I am. I know which one this is. Brother. I discovered this beacon!
Remember, you have to, like, find them all again.
Yeah. How rude.
I know.
The end of mode cosplayer braiding Avengers outfits, that's amazing.
That's a great video idea.
Well, because there's that person who does the end of mode cosplay, and they can do the walk on their, like feetsies. It's so good. I'm just crazy to try it.
I know they probably hated Thor's, because Cape.
Yep.
Doctor Strange, obviously, a safety hazard.
Mm. Though, ironically, Doctor Strange's cape has saved him on several occasions.
Yeah, but it is a cape. He could get sucked into a wind turbine.
Yeah, you're right. God. Getting there is.
I don't know if she's taking into account that it's a sentient cave.
True.
I think what she was researching.
Oh, this is such a pain. Oh, I'm turning to Sloth from FMAB.
Excellent show.
Yep.
Except for that bitch Shao Tucker.
Except for that bitch Shao Tucker. That's a line.
Happy Father's Day to all, not you.
She called him Captain America Firecracker Popsicle. That's a great.
Honestly, correct. He does look like those red, white, and blue pops.
If you could please, kindly, shut up. I think I've done something I wasn't supposed to, but... This is fine. Do one of these, do one of these. I don't like that the fact that this thing is shooting me, so we're just gonna get rid of that real fast. I meant to move around if your suit is made of titanium. That's a great aspect too.
To be fair to Iron Man, I mean, he does have like all of those partial removals, so he's like, you know, can have his hand free.
Yep.
From the suit, and also like that does kind of sound like the question of like, how do you move around in all that plate armor?
Yeah.
Like, well, it has joints, dude.
Golden glory.
Can I tell you something very silly about plate armor?
Yes.
Have I told you that I'm a boob armor defender?
Like that you like the fact that armor wraps around chest, even though it historically does not.
Historically, it doesn't because women weren't having armor made for them.
Yes.
But yet, the Greeks have bronze armor with pecs carved in them, so why can't I have titties in my armor?
Yeah. I'm a big fan.
Riddle me that.
Again, I'm here for a good boob window, and I'm here for a good protected boob window. Like.
That is like probably like my weirdest hot take is I actually really like boob armor. Like not big kahunga boob armor, but like
It's just big kahunga. That's what broke me today, apparently.
yeah.
Just because the
I remember like Arm Street came out with this really cool, I think it's a like Dark Star armor or whatever, and it has, you know, little boobs hammered in, and everyone was like, that would break so fast. Me, that's only good for ceremony. I was like, shut up, it's armor. Like, if the Greeks can have pecs and y'all don't bat an eye, I need you to chill out about the titties.
Yep. Okay. Nice, easy. I like the notion that, like, you know, armor was not just like a like it wasn't always just a like protection thing. It was also a like aesthetic thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's like, why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like if the armor part of the like the codpiece part of the armor is still considered protective, So are boobs.
Yep. I agree. I think I don't know. I'm here for a good well designed looking suit of armor.
Mm-hmm.
She called out the fact that the Hulk doesn't have clothes. You know what? That makes sense. I would hate to see what she says about the Thing. Okay. 3 seconds. I can do it. 3 seconds. Okay.
Watch ahead.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Oh god. This is fine. This is fine.
I'm fine.
What the fuck was that? I want that attack. Ugh.
Not on me though. Bye bye.
Yeah, you need to move. You don't say.
I did that with my navigation app on the way to the wedding. I got caught in traffic and it was like, traffic reported ahead. And I was like, you don't say. Thank you. I'm already in it.
Oh. Oh, that one. I felt that one in my soul. Ah. I keep hitting the wrong button. Oh, we're in lightning. No wonder I'm in pain. Ow! You take some aggro for me, please. You don't say, Laura, please. Okay.
You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Also, my grandmother just called. I need to tell my mom quickly. She loves Spider-Man's outfit. That they know what that tracks.
I also love Spider-Man's outfit.
Yeah. I didn't process what was, I untapped too quickly. I didn't process what was actually happening around me. Oh. Let's do it, baby. Let's go. Oh, the fact that I'm in water makes this so much worse.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Please stay cold. I feel like I'm using the wrong element against this guy. I feel like I should be using anything besides this.
I mean, you've almost got him down, so.
Yep.
So Loki's horns are kind of silly looking, to be fair.
Yeah, I like the take on the MCU's like version of Loki horns as opposed to the rival ones where they're like the size of fucking his arm.
Yeah.
Where should I go for damage right now? I'll work with my own health.
Go back
There
to
you
your
go.
gods.
Got him.
Whew. Just. Yep. Ow. Lightning water hurts.
Yeah. Alright, now let's see if you can open the right gate.
Yeah, we're gonna pray that that
Everything goes
worked.
where it's needed. Everybody good?
I think we're good. Oh, there's another one here. Perfect. I need 60 more seconds for a heal boost. I'm tempted to wait a second just in case we run into something random.
Fair. Fair.
Ooh, what's back here? Nothing. Sick. I'm trying to think of like other superheroes I really grew up on. I mean, I did grow up on Iron Man because when that first Iron Man movie came out, I was like middle school, so like.
Yeah, I was too. Well, maybe like early high school, but.
Yeah. So like I was really attached to that.
I really
first
liked
movie.
the animated Justice League and Teen Titans.
Yes, Teen Titans, of course. Teen Titans is so good. It's hard to beat Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm. Like I loved animated Green Lantern.
Yeah. Also, we love that voice actor, so
Yes. And Mode says Yelena has pockets for
Every time I
snacks.
walk into the crossroads,
Yep.
it feels.
Okay, we're gonna hope and pray that this works. Doctor Strange immediately went off about the cape. Yeah, exactly. See, that's what we were saying. It's like you gotta go off about the cape, but then does it get a pass because it's a sentient cape with its own feelings that has saved his life on multiple occasions? Because I feel like with that case, it would just drop off if it, you know. The roots in the converged city. Oh, it might be the right one.
I think so. I hope so.
That'd be very
The
lucky for us.
clunky jewelry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We love to see it. Oh, what the fuck is this?
Here. The Venatori must be after something nearby. Let's get
You might want to switch back over to the Dreadwolf one quest.
Oh, yep, you're right. Regrets of the Dreadwolf.
I'm almost done finishing this scene, which is great. For that, I will allow it. I love that. Bless you?
Yep. Sorry, mid-combat sneezing is stressful.
I wasn't sure if that was a sneeze or just a scream.
Nope, that was a sneeze. Oh, that was a weird camera.
Pick up those crystals and we cut off the power they're channeling.
Crystals, channel, powering. Oh, of course.
Captain Marvel is how you design a suit.
Yeah, I really liked her suit design. Keys, no items, okay. Suggested that should be one color. Yeah, I definitely think the red, white, and blue vibe is, or red, yellow, blue.
Red,
vibe
blue, and yellow,
is,
yeah.
A bit much looks at All Might. That being said, if it ain't broke, you know. Oh, this is awful. Oh, this section sucks. Okay. I just see like the how to do it, and it's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta kind of do a bunch of little things.
Yeah, this part I ended up, the first time I played, I left and came back, because I was like getting so sick of it.
Break this. Do that.
Don't forget to break that one.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up and go away.
Huh. Okay, we're gonna make sure I get this, just so I don't lose that. Okay. Let's open this.
Chest, and there's also a ladder. If you did not already get the ladder.
Yeah, I got the ladder. We're gonna deal with this
Great.
section first because I don't want to have like 5 spawns happen at the same time.
They're at range.
You don't say. This man just got thrown against the wall 3 times.
He's still standing up.
Yeah. The 3rd time he finally fell over.
Give that guy a raise if he was living. He's sure trying.
I like. I'm pretty sure one of them just said, "I'm still living," and then he fell over.
I'm still okay.
Yeah. Wait, this ladder doesn't even fucking work. I can't even get up to it. I thought it was. That's so annoying. Okay.
That really is dumb. Casper's like, I want lore. I don't want to do combat today.
I came for the lore and the combat. That's kind of what I'd like to do with D&D. Is just lore and combat.
Mm-hmm. That is the quintessential D&D experience.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was gonna come closer to me than it was. Whoopsie.
But did you die?
Intentionally not. I know it's technically better for her, but I prefer her current armor. Fuck! I almost saved it. That was so tragic.
There is a little timer that you can kind of hear.
Yeah, I almost made it back, and I didn't hear the timer like pick up to like have me fall. So I was like, I got this, and then I just started falling right as I stepped on it. Okay, there's a statue in there. I guess I should finish where I started here. I'm trying to think of like... Oh god, I can only imagine what Edna would think of like DC characters. Half of them have capes.
Mm-hmm. Superman, Batman, Martian.
Yeah.
I know there's more, but those are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head.
A lot of them do like to fly.
Yeah, Green Lantern doesn't, Hawk Girl doesn't, Wonder Woman doesn't.
I really...
Arrow. Green Arrow doesn't have one.
True. Not a fan of that. I feel like my firewall is my least useful spell on like general enemies. Really good in very specific circumstances though.
Yes. Ain't that right, Josh?
Tosh at a funeral. They're dead now. You don't say.
Yeah, Black Panther outfit, super suit, no notes. Perfect.
Yep.
The Venatori can't lock us out anymore. Watch ahead.
No, why? 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 I knew this was gonna be something, but why?
Love that ult.
Look at her. Shoot. Like right here. Love the fire there. Over glorified marshmallow, everything is AI is great. I love that line. Actually, I have a D&D query for you there, Lindy. Witty.
Yeah?
What are your thoughts on, like, switching weapons in D&D?
Like mechanically speaking,
Yeah.
or having multiple weapons available?
I guess both.
I think of it as like if you want to take out a new weapon and store the old one, then I would say that is an action.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're gonna if I have like a bow and I'm gonna take out my short sword, that's one-handed anyway. I feel like that should be a bonus action.
Okay. I like
or if I'm gonna drop a weapon and take out other ones, bonus action. If I'm not like taking the time to put it back correctly.
I like the notion of it being like, you know, logical based off of what you're using as opposed to just the catch-all. Because I feel like sometimes with D&D, they tend to use a catch-all too many times.
Mm-hmm. And I think like I definitely agree with that. They use a catch-all too many times. But I think about like dueling, and a lot of times like people have like hidden daggers on them.
Mm-hmm.
With the intended purpose of if someone gets too close, that's your close range weapon.
Yeah.
And for that to take an entire action, I don't think carries the spirit of that move in a fight.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck this is. We're just gonna... Also, I love the notion that I just sort of reminded myself of right now. Where it's like, I don't know what that is, I'm gonna go after it first. Invest as much as I can into the thing that I don't know. I do that in D&D too, where it's like, I don't know what this thing is, I don't know what it does, let's just try to see how I can handle this spooky thing, and then everything else can fall afterwards. I love the notion of just throwing this thing against the wall. Over. He just healed the entire time. What?
Was this the Apprentice Cillian?
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is.
This fucker, stop healing the thing I'm trying to kill, you little shit. What is healing it? God, stop healing him.
I think it's the crystals that might be doing it.
I think it was too. That's kind of what I was piecing together, but I didn't like it.
But I don't like it.
Oh, jeez. I was annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Having things that can heal mid-fight are always terrifying.
Yeah.
another barrier down.
And another wolf statue found.
To the lighthouse. Once you get the statue in hand.
Okay, well, you gotta find a wolf statue that's that direction now? What is this?
Okay. That's your jumping platform from earlier.
No, it's the one I gotta use now.
Ah, there you go.
Boop-boop-boop-boop-boop-boop.
Careful ahead.
These punks.
I know. Stop it.
Queen Magister, go off. You hate what they mean enemies these days.
You bet.
Take some aggro for me.
Thanks, Tosh.
Of course, like, you can't. I think Edna would love Deadpool just as a personality. Don't like.
I think she would probably yell at him a lot for tearing up the suit.
Yeah.
I think she'd be like, I know you can regenerate, but your suit can't. Stop messing it up.
Yeah, 100%.
And he would basically say, love you. And she'd be like, I love you too, darling, or whatever.
Love you too, Doc.
You got it.
I know I can hit both, but I'm just gonna try to get rid of one. No, you bitch! You lift my AoE!
Come back. I just want to hit ya.
I just wasted my ult on nothing! Get something powerful. That's not relevant to my current circumstances. Take some aggro, shoot them. Okay, I got one. Hey, Bo. Dragon Aging has been going painfully. This stupid thing.
There's been a lot of combat so far.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the lore.
It's definitely been kind of a meat soak type of game today.
I'm literally following this man 3 rooms prior.
Kick the crap out of them.
Good.
There. That's what the Venatori are after.
Oh, ow! I like hurt my back. I'm clenched so tight. Oh, it's working its way through my body. Just the pain. Okay. You know, I agree with that statue. Just sighing and face palming. Okay, I gotta climb up this stupid ladder now.
That's why I sewed it down. Okay, I'm with the program. Silly me.
Oh. Now you show up.
Why were the Venatori after this statuette? Just being near it makes me feel regret.
And there's my statue. Okay.
Hey, you've got all the statues, right?
Yes, that should be all the statues.
All right, to the lighthouse.
Okay. Been at it for an hour, but hey, you know what? We got the lore. Theoretically, if I'm gonna be so disappointed when I actually watch this now. I'm so aware. The caretaker shot. Oh, what's this? View regret. Oh,
Yep. So you place all the statues and
sure.
watch them.
I was not certain you would come.
You were the one who walked away. I never turn my back when my friend needs me.
The Evanurists seek the magic of the Blight.
Impossible. The Blight is safely sealed away forever.
Oh, I wish I could believe you. I have sensed the breaking of the wards.
I will investigate your claims. If they forget the danger of the Blight, I will endeavor to remind them.
What if, instead, you left the Evanurists and remained with me? Do you not wish for freedom from this struggle?
Be at peace, love. I will stop them.
As you must. The Blight is our mistake.
So Solus was involved with someone, and the blight was their mistake.
Did Mythal call Solus love in that memory?
That's what it sounded like.
So they were doing it.
The elven gods were
God.
free with their emotions. They felt things deeply. The way they express things, well, it feels romantic to us, but that wasn't really how it was. Back then, I mean.
Nah, they were doing it.
Erg.
Oh, they were absolutely doing it.
Being with someone you're rebelling against doesn't sound like Solus.
He also met her in secret and talked about how they could run off together.
It sounded so tragic and romantic. Oh, wait. Never mind. That does sound like him.
So the Dread Wolf goes to Mythal. They might be fighting, but they have history.
And he warns her about the other gods using the Blight. That's more important than his rebellion. It's like kingdoms coming together when an archdemon rises.
Mythal didn't think it was possible. She said the Blight was sealed away. There's an old legend about it. Davrin, the one with Andrul's armor. Not sure it matters.
We're deep in elven lore already. What's the legend say?
Right. Well, Andrul was the goddess of the hunt. She put on armor, magic armor, made of something called the Void. Drove her mad.
I remember this one. The other gods were afraid Andrul would turn on them. She was doing all kinds of horrible things, causing plagues. It does sound like the Blight.
Well, it all ends with Mythal fighting Andrul. After, Mythal turned into a dragon.
She what? Why didn't you start with that?
Anyway, she took Andrul's armor away. Then Andrul's madness left, and peace returned.
Intriguing. So it's possible Andrul stumbled onto the magic of the Blight.
And when Andrul went mad, Mythal took it from her and locked it away.
Until someone started using it again.
Solus felt guilty about making the blight, but he was very.
You'll find out. Making the blight in a minute. That's one of the memories.
Yeah.
The Blight's one of the only things that really scares Solus. He came to Mythal afraid.
And she took it seriously, too.
So Mythal goes off to investigate what Solus says. Then, what? It's too clean.
Seems plenty messy with them doing it.
But this isn't just a memory. It's something Solus wanted to hide. What's the crime? What did we see here that he feels guilty about?
I think I might know. When the Inquisitor was saving the world from the breach, he met Mythal. What? Like in a dream? It was complicated. She helped the Inquisition. There was a magic pond and a dragon. Nice. The point is, she also said the other elven gods betrayed.
I like that anytime any dragon's mentioned, Tasha's like, nice! Yeah! I like dragons.
They definitely have a hyperfixation.
That's very... Honestly, it's great. I love it.
Her. Killed her.
Okay, sorry, point of order. If they killed Mythal, how is she still around to help the Inquisition?
Elven god magic? She'd spent centuries gathering strength and sharing people's bodies, I think.
If it was a truly benign possession, that speaks to her character.
He blames himself.
Solus tried to do the right thing by warning Mythal about the other gods using the Blight. But he got her killed.
Well, it's not just that she died.
What do you mean, Tosh?
It's... Ugh. There was stuff he wanted to tell her, but he waited too long, and then she was dead. He never got to make it right. That twists you up.
That's it. There's our crime.
Doesn't really tell us anything we can use, though.
We know
Welcome
more
back,
than
lady.
we did. That's something. Then I guess we keep our eyes open if we come across more of these memories.
I like that Tosh kind of recognizes the, like, the romance in that situation. Like, there was more to it. Oh, wait, there is actually an order. Interesting. I just never went down the stairs, so I couldn't find the second door. Oh my god, what the fuck is this?
This is one of the last ones.
Okay.
Of the memories.
You dare to try to cage us, jealous of our growing power.
You will pay the final price for this betrayal.
We warned you not to use the Blight. For this, and for Mythal, I sentence you to sleep in exile ever after. Your own lives will form the veil that keeps the horror you unleashed at bay.
God, you can hear, just in the audio alone, you can really visualize the fuck what was happening there. Oh, wow. That's so cool.
I mean,
Yeah, so the voice actor does
no
work.
question.
Oh, yeah.
But what he did, it didn't just stop them. It destroyed our culture, our world.
It wasn't just to stop them. It was to stop the Blight. We've seen how bad Elganon and Gillenane are. Imagine all 7 corrupted gods running wild.
So he created the Veil just to keep the Elven gods locked in their prison?
Yes, to keep them from accessing the Fade. But was the creation of the Veil around the world an accident?
You heard him yelling. That's not the sound of a ritual going right.
What do you think, Rook?
I was meant to say, Lucanus isn't saying a lot during these conversations, and then he finally says, "What do you think, Rook?" Like,
Lucanus is like, this is above my pay grade, to be perfectly honest.
yeah, he's like, I'm an assassin. Just point my sword at something, and I'll stab it.
Yep.
Wink, wonk.
Honestly, I'm a little relieved. I've been feeling out of my depth trying to stop ancient gods. But Solus was flailing just as much as we are.
I had another question, and I'm sorry, maybe this doesn't matter, but Solus trapped the blighted gods in an ancient elven building, right?
That's what it looks like. Maybe a palace? Fancier than what I've seen in Arlethan, at least.
And then, the Magisters were lured into the Fade. They broke in, which let the Blight escape, and turned the Golden City black.
Right, and the Black City hangs in the Fade, a little reminder of their mistakes. What's wrong, Lace?
It's just... the Chant of Light says that the Maker built for them the Golden City, the center of all creation. But if the Golden City was an ancient elven palace, then the Maker didn't build it. The elves did. The Chant of Light is Andraste's visions from the Maker, but it sounds like it's wrong.
You're asking if we just disproved the entire Andrastian faith.
Did we?
Oh my god. There's I'm gonna still believe in the Maker, I think, because I want to support Harding, even though that doesn't. It's getting a little confusing with the lore.
Yeah, so real quick is like, Andrastianism is generally like the religion of the humans and city elves and maybe in some surface dwarves. And then of course elves have their own gods, which some city elves still adhere to. It's kind of messy, but yeah, that's the very quick and dirty. It depends on the backstory you have for like your elven rook, whether or not they would be more inclined to believe in elven gods or in the human god.
I think I will, because I don't have. I'm not playing her in a way where she like understands and knows everything about elven lore. I might say I'll still believe in Maker, because I think that makes like.
That's what I pick for my elven rook.
Yeah, because even if like based off of Avacyn, it's like Avacyn wasn't raised by other Azamar. She was raised by her tiefling mother and the goddess of death. So.
We got a vibe going.
Yeah.
I believed in the Maker too, Lace. I still do. I don't think you have to give it up.
But what they taught us was just wrong. What if the Maker just doesn't exist?
Chant of Light might be wrong, but it's been made and changed by people over 1,000 years.
There was a whole verse about an elf named Shartan, and the Chantry just cut it out.
So maybe the Golden City was meant as a metaphor, or maybe it was added because of politics. That might change the history, but it doesn't have to change your whole faith.
Yeah.
The Dalish clans are struggling with the same thing. What do we keep? What do we lose?
The Elven gods, the Maker.
Wish I saw that struggle,
no matter who
Balara.
you light a candle to, you've got some hard questions to ask yourself right now.
Doctrine is not the truth. It is one of many paths to the truth.
I recognize the sentiment, though not the specific quote. Who said that?
My mother.
Ah. Questions of faith aside, we have some very real gods that still need killing.
Lucanus, guys, we still gotta kill some gods.
I like Lucanus. He's like, okay, we got other like practical problems.
Oh, that's so funny. What are your favorites from the SCP? I did not. Okay, so we have this one, and then those two, I guess. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe. Oh.
Okay.
This looks interesting.
You have so long observed the world. Why not consider joining it?
But I have no desire to live as humans. I have the Fade. Besides, there's talk of taking on a solid form. I think you underestimate the danger when you took the glowing stone to build your body.
So, this makes me so mad because the Fade didn't exist at this point, and he's like, I don't have no desire to live as humans. They don't exist right now. He's like, I have the Fade. I'm like, it doesn't exist right now.
I love this squeal of like, I thought it was like Glee or you found something exciting. No, I'm just mad at the fact that they're messing up our lore.
There's like, this whole segment is really cool, and I love the like frescoes, but there are so many like little details where I'm like,
your timeline is shoddy.
And like, even like the Black City versus the Golden City, there's a bit in the previous game you go to the Fade, and Solus says the Black City almost close enough to touch. And with this lore, I'm like, you have a lot of explaining to do for that line, my guy. Like, anyway. Fine.
Delirium gives us the strength we had when we were of the Fade. We are the best of physical and spirit. I need your wisdom, Solus. To withstand the louder voices who would go too far like Elganum. I need you.
This is madness. You must know that. I will always follow where you go.
Solus's voice actor is really good.
Yeah.
Like, I think the casting.
Her rent was due.
What?
This is astounding.
Just like my girl being like, what? Me sitting here with the exact same notion, but her being confused of what the fuck is happening. Me confused as, I don't understand at all what's going on. This man is clearly in love. and has been, but then will commit, but then doesn't want to be a part of the mortal world. But the mortal world wasn't supposed to happen, so I don't know what's going on.
Ancient elves were spirits who voluntarily manifested a physical form.
I'd rather go back to talking about the blight.
Thanks, Davern.
Hey.
Me too, Davern.
Could Spite turn into an elf?
No.
Sorry.
That's not how that works!
What?
Am I a spirit?
This is... Are all elves spirits somehow? Am I a spirit?
That was a conspiracy theory I had, that Rook was a spirit made manifest.
That's
when I
cool.
first played.
Elves originated from spirits. You three are no more spirits than anyone else conceived naturally.
Conceived naturally? Guess I'll go ask my mother.
The knowledge that an entire people were formed from a mass manifestation could change our entire understanding of magic.
If we let it out, is that the right call? Do you want bigoted humans yelling about how elves are demons?
Davern's got a point. World's not short on small-minded humans.
I don't want to cause harm.
If the world learned about this and it led to attacks against elves...
Elves have enough trouble as it is down in Ferelden.
We have to tell someone, though. Strife and Ireland, at
To
least.
say nothing of
If I told Thea
elves
and
into
Viago,
Winter.
they'd think I was sampling
Perhaps.
Viago's poison
You know
collection.
where we are?
No one would believe us.
Sorry?
Okay.
Harding said, elves have enough trouble as it is in Ferelden, and I was kind of like, I said, to say nothing of how elves have it in Tevinter, where we actually spend time in this game. Because Tevinter is the one nation that still has slaves, and most of them are elven. So I'm like, maybe we should have mentioned that.
Hey, we keep this to people we trust who have good reason to know. No shouting it from the rooftops.
Agreed. The Morn Watch has a great deal of experience keeping dangerous secrets.
So, beyond the world-shaking stuff, what else did we learn here? Solus himself was a spirit.
What kind do you think he was?
Well, his name is Elven for pride.
Oh, okay.
Yep, there you go.
Something else, not about spirits, or not all about them at least. Solus didn't want to become a person with a physical body.
Right. He only agreed after Mythal begged him.
Then that's his regret. He wishes he'd never taken physical form.
Maybe, but not just that. Solus was scared. They built their bodies out of lyrium, and it made the ground shake.
Oh, those idiots! You know what? That's funny enough I'm doing it.
They were so happy about gaining Delirium's power that they didn't notice it came from the Titans.
Or didn't care.
The first memory we saw, with Elgar'nan seizing power, it happened at the end of a war.
A war between the Titans and the elves.
Those power-hungry bastards.
It feels like we still don't have the full picture. But I think that's part of what Solus regrets. He didn't see the danger.
Except he did. He was worried. You said it yourself.
He did it for Mythal. Everything that followed, he could have prevented. If he just told her no.
And he's got a war on his conscience. Plus whatever we find next.
I love that Davern
And that's on having good boundaries.
Yeah. Just goddamn fucking communication. Good lord.
Right? Dragon Age therapy.
Yeah, literally. Oh, this can only go poorly. I see the dagger.
Have you created what we need?
With this, the proper ritual will sunder every titan from its spirit. But you must know those severed dreams will certainly be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger.
You just had to say it.
It's awful what we're doing.
And the only way to end this war.
Solus made the weapon that killed the Titans. No, not killed. He cut away their dreams and left them broken and mindless. He passed me in the halls of Skyhold for a year. He made polite conversation, and he knew. He knew what he did.
How like him.
Mm-hmm. Also, the blight is not mindless.
What my people did to yours, that's unforgivable.
You don't need to apologize.
Well, someone should.
Our leaders attacked the Titans for their lyrium. Then, when the war turned against the elves, our leaders did this.
And when the war was over, they enslaved your ancestors. No. Solus, Mythal, and Elgar'nan are the ones who need to apologize.
To do such a thing. No wonder regret eats away at Solus.
No, it's worse than that. That isn't what Solus regrets. Those severed dreams will be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger.
Mierda.
You can't. That's not possible.
When a warden hears the calling, it's like a song in their mind. Sound familiar to you, Lace?
The song of lyrium. Of the Titans.
We think of the Blight as this monstrous force with no mercy, no compassion. Evil incarnate. Instead, it's a caged animal. Mistreated and imprisoned for centuries. Until all it knows is fear.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Can we fix it? I'll fucking ask it.
If the blight is the Titan's dreams, can we... I don't know, heal it? Bring it back from all that anger?
I'm afraid I have no idea. In theory, it would be possible to restore dreams to the Titans.
You can't set it free before it's healed. You'd have blighted Titans laying waste to the entire world.
Good point.
The Titans are a problem for later. We have Elgar'nan.
It's funny because I clued in my head, I was thinking of like, what is a Titan in my mind visually? And it started with the idea of like the Titans in Hercules. And then I made it silly by thinking of the Titans from Attack on Titan, just because you said the Titans would wander and cause mayhem, and I've just imagined the Titans from Attack on Titan just thunking around, causing mayhem and eating people, and I'm like, you know, that's probably not too far off, but it's funny that that's where my brain went. Deploying tactical friend. That's a good line.
To deal with now.
And then I want Solus to look me in the eye and answer for what he did.
Each of these memories has been a deeper regret, and almost all of them involve Mythal.
Only one mural left to uncover by my count. If we find it, we'll see what's worse than this.
Did he kill Mythal? The one he did all this shit for?
Unless I am misremembering, the next mural is a spoiler from the last game. Just FYI.
Okay.
Yep, that's the one.
This should be the last one too, I think.
I knew that you would find me soon enough. You need the power of a god. The strength that I alone still carry.
The blighted Evanuris will soon break free from their prison. I must make a stronger one that can contain them.
While the prison is important, it is not the only goal you seek.
Why should I not tear down the veil and bring back immortality to all the elven people? They deserve it.
The elven people of today do not deserve to see the world they love be torn apart to salve your conscience.
I must fix what I have broken. I am sorry.
As am I, old friend.
Solus killed Mythal?
Oh, I called it! Oops.
Is this
you did.
Memory from a different time?
No. He wore that same outfit in the Inquisition. We knew Solus woke up in
I
this
love
world
that he painted the
without most
mural
of his
with an
power.
accurate fashion statement.
Now we know how he got it back.
By killing the only other god around and stealing her power.
All that epic magic and godly power. In the end, it comes down to love and murder. Same as always.
Every big mistake Solus made is tied to Mythal. He sacrificed his life as a spirit to join her.
He sacrificed his morals when he created the dagger to stop the Titans.
When the other gods struck her down, he destroyed the Elven Empire to avenge her.
Then he wakes up in this world, where everything's gone but his mistakes. And there she is, alive.
And after all he's done, she sides against him again.
All these mistakes are his fault. And hers, too. If she won't help him fix the world, of course he has to kill her.
So, how does everything we know help us now?
He's being honest about fighting the Blight. Whatever happens, he won't risk letting it back out into the world.
Agreed. But he has a plan to escape that prison, and not one we'll like.
He turned on Mythal, the one person he was actually loyal to. There's no way he won't turn on us.
He's a spirit, or was once. He might be able to possess someone, affect minds, all the things spirits do.
He created the Veil. His very nature is tied to it. That will be a source of strength, but also a potential weakness.
Mythal has him all messed up. Anything about her or Elgernon is gonna make him angry. Sloppy.
Solus thinks he knows what's best for everyone. Anything he does, he'll do while telling himself he's the hero.
The bad news is that the god of lies and trickery is almost definitely preparing to betray us. The good news is that we've gone through his dirty laundry.
So, we know his motivations.
Ew.
You think we can set a trap of our own?
That's the hope.
What?
You have witnessed the Protector's tale, Dweller. Almost to its end.
Almost. How can there be more?
When the mighty fall, their echoes cross the ages. An audience is warranted. Speak with your visitor. She awaits you in the crossroads.
Huh.
One thing I think would have been really, really cool, especially with those conversations, like Tosh almost sounds like a commander.
Yeah.
And I think rather than the dragon hunter with a bunch of ethical pirates, having them be a military commander would be so cool.
Yeah. It's really easy for me to also associate my Dragon Boy to everything, to Tosh. It's like, and him just sitting there would have no idea what's going on, but have very similar comments to Tosh.
You do monsters.
Seems our work's going to overlap.
No, it's not. I handle dragons. You kill monsters. And Darkspawn.
Dragons are monsters.
What? No, dragons are natural. Been around longer than we have. Darkspawn and monsters are just Vashidon that came later.
Fair enough, but I'll handle any archdemons we meet.
Fine. But I get to help.
See, again, it's very I'm commander energy. I want to be a hero vibe, which I love. I feel like the foundation for a strong character was there with some of them, and then others felt like they didn't have. I don't know.
No, I totally agree with that. There's the foundation's there. We just didn't commit. We didn't put the joints in right or whatever. And I honestly feel that with pretty much all of the companions, including Lucatus and Davern, and I love them dearly, but also there's just something missing from everybody, I think. When I first finished this game, I had a lot to say. And I kind of complained about the character writing at one point, and then for a straight month just talked my boyfriend's ear off about it. And at one point I finally said something about Lucanus being written, and he went, "Oh, thank God, I didn't want to say it."
About Lucanus being poorly written? Yeah, I think it's the tricky part of it is because they had to convert their resources. So they didn't have time to really invest fully into making these characters as fleshed out as they probably wanted to, because they had
Exactly.
to pivot the energy from one type of game to another, so they had to convert all the resources to do so.
And also, like, so many of the character writers were laid off. Like, like they wrote the character, they got laid off, and then the game sort of evolved after they were laid off. And it's like, okay, they didn't bring them back.
They didn't bring them back
to then
yeah
write them for that evolution.
Yeah, they needed to sit down and actually fix what was going on.
It honestly is very much like if you wrote Venusaur as Bulbasaur.
Yeah, literally. That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
So anyway,
it's very interesting because I will say the one MMO that I did play that I really enjoyed and the story was actually very interesting was Star Wars: The Old Republic, where I've
heard great things about that game.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Where you actually have very strong story choices. You can like sway light side or dark side somewhere between, and it's really well written in the prospect. I think they could have definitely done something really great with that notion, and it feels like that's where they were kind of headed. But when they converted the story, it jumbled things up a little bit.
Yeah, totally agree.
Hey, Harding? Oh, Rook, hi. Is there something you need?
You want to talk?
I thought you might want someone to talk to.
Oh, Rook. That's sweet. I'm fine. Really.
Really? Okay. Well, we're all here if you...
Never mind. I can't lie. I feel awful.
It's Solus's memory, isn't it?
They stole Titan blood to walk the world like humans. And when the Titans didn't like that, they just took their spirits. Should I be angry or sad? Why aren't I angrier? It's a lot to handle.
It's just a lot. Okay.
There's really no right way to feel. You've been through a lot.
You're right. Maybe I just need time. And a snack. It's strange. I don't hate Solus for this, even though a part of me thinks I should. I don't even want revenge. Revenge won't bring the Titans back. It can't erase what happened. And the Inquisitor thinks Solus can be saved. And I want to try. But I just want to talk. As equals. I wonder if he's even capable. Solus was always distant. Guess it's hard to react when a magic rock's talking at you. Anyway, thanks for checking on me. I'll be alright.
I know. You're Lace Harding, child of Titans. You can handle anything.
Oh, shut up.
I really do like Harding. I think Harding, I'm both, I don't know, I'm sad that this is the Harding I'm getting to know, but like excited for the Inquisition Harding, where it's like I get to know more about that version. However, I'm also like in the notion of like I will not get to see the end of her story in a way that feels like, because I know that this is going to be complicated. Meeting Morrigan at the crossroads.
I'm curious what you'll after you play Inquisition, if you have a preference between this version or Inquisition.
For Harding? Yeah, I don't know. Also, hi Blonde Witch, how you doing? I still love those emotes. Let's go see what they have to say. We have a guest at the crossroads.
So this is even more of the Fade.
Uh-huh. It goes on.
Well met.
Tosh says not into that.
Yep.
How did you get here?
I did tell you I had...
Spent over 8 hours building and decorating your Sims house just to hate it. I feel called out by that statement. No. Like, I feel so called out by hating. Like, I feel like building in The Sims is so, like, difficult, and I'm so bad at it. And I would, like, spend so long, and I would just hate it. It's, like, such... Oh, I feel that one. So mad, yeah. Yo. Been there. Been there on that one. Many a recording has died on back in the day to me not liking where things went in the recording.
Dang.
My ways through Illuvians when I introduced you to the Inquisitor, did I not?
The Illuvians in general, yes. But not the Dreadwolf's Crossroads.
I would think you have more pressing questions at the moment. Questions about Solus and Mathal.
I still love her
outfit. The two
outfit.
gods have always been linked, have they not? First, when Mathal bade her companion spirit to abandon the Fade and take on mortal form. Then, when Solus spilled Mathal's mortal blood, that he might absorb her power as his own.
Wait, how do you know exactly what we saw of Solus's past?
Think upon it, Rook. You saw for yourself in the Dreadwolf's memories. When
And the
Mathal
matching
stood
tiara.
against the god's manipulations of the Blight, she was betrayed and struck down. Yet she survived and returned ages later to aid the Inquisition in its hour of need. How?
Ancient... Something about the spirits?
So if Mythal was originally a spirit, maybe that's how she survived her body's death?
Sounds like Patreon content when things go wrong. Yeah, a little bit. It's just those recordings are definitely very, very old and very, very not around me anymore. Yes, we have the plot happening right now, Ashwinder. It's getting... We've done all the research to get the lore. Now Morrigan has been dropping the lore. Now I'm wondering if she's Mythal or resurrected Mythal or something. So...
Very good. Mythal was a spirit turned elven. And when her body was struck down, to spirit, she returned. Her essence sheltered in a willing mortal vessel.
Let me guess,
Over
that's
the
you.
centuries, she journeyed from host to host, slowly
Not quite.
amassing her former power anew. Until once again, she was struck down, on this occasion, by Solus. He absorbed her power, but not her memories.
Then where did they... Wait. You?
As you say.
I knew your magic was off. Okay, this is a big statement, and I don't know what to say. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, I did not see that one coming. Until, like, she showed up, and I was like, wait a second.
And there's even more to it. It's not just, like, Morrigan is Mythal. There's an extra layer in this story.
Yeah, because she just has her memories, so she's probably housing only part of her essence spirit.
Something else is what I'm thinking.
Okay. I'm assuming this is lore for a different game.
This is lore from previous games that she does touch on here.
Okay.
That I will expand on if you need.
I'm gonna do the fun option, I think.
You're Mythal? That's why the ambient magic around you is so fractured.
Such a flattering picture you paint of this ancient bond.
She says, thanks.
What? That was like how Elgernon and Gillining can talk in your head. But...
'Twas Mythal you heard, her echoes. Yet I am not the goddess returned.
Huh.
What are you then?
I once feared Mythal would consume me were I to carry her, but 'twas not so. I remain free-willed and mortal. What I now possess is but a spark of Mythal, shadowed memories through which to sift for meaning. As to our...
Oh my god, oh my god, I am having thoughts that I can't share because it's spoilers for Not My Lore.
Oh?
Hold on.
What do you mean, not my lore?
Yes, it's not my character lore, but Katie has a character that this is, like, touching on, and I'm like...
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I'm like, holy shit, that's, like, very interesting. Okay.
Admixture, I suspect you have questions.
I have so many questions. Why aren't how did all this happen?
So there's the soul of an elven god inside you. How does that even happen? Mathal's last host was my mother, Flemeth.
That part.
Oh.
Oh. When I learned she intended me to become
I
the
can't
next
wait for you to play
receptacle of an
Origins.
ancient god's soul, I feared naught would be left of my own.
Huh.
It inevitably came to pass on a deep night. I was awakened by the presence of a blaze of magic in the shape of a woman who both was and was not my mother.
Sounds terrifying.
I don't think I'd recover from that. Neither did I, at the start. Mathal's memories were both gift and burden, this blazing woman told me. But I must accept them of my own accord. The decision was paralyzing. What would it mean to become such a host? What would be lost if I refused? In the end, 'twas something in my mother's voice which guided me. What was that? Regret. Not the regret of a
Minor
god,
spoiler,
but of a
Morrigan
mother
hates
who
her mom.
knew. She would never see me again. And so, my mind remains my own. What I gained was knowledge. Both Mathal's and of those who bore her.
I've heard that in my head. I knew what she meant, but those who bore her, my brain went, man, these people just bore me so fucking much.
I know, right?
Sorry, I'm DMing Katie right now. It's so good. Whew, okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Like, you'll never guess what lore we just got.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, she's so good. This is the lore. So why aren't you Evan? I guess it doesn't really matter, but
Carry Mathal's soul if you're not an elf. Her spark has sheltered within both elves and humans who were sympathetic to her in thought and circumstance.
Oh, okay.
Mathal's last host was a woman wronged, trapped by those sworn to love her. We may readily imagine their kinship.
Why didn't she help the elves?
The fall of our civilization, the wars, everything elves went through. Where was Mathal for us then? After the gods' betrayal, she was a shadow of her former self. Bereft of her power, slowly regaining her strength over the centuries. So she aided the elves as she could, speaking in dreams and offering counsel that ended blights and prevented wars. At least now we know.
This is very, very fascinating. I don't know how much this messes up other Dragon Age lore, but this is very, like, because obviously this is touching on some of the previous things. I'm not sure how much this is, like, fucking with those previous ideas, but it's very interesting to me. This is a very fun and interesting concept that I can definitely get behind.
Yeah, this part doesn't really mess with, like, the established lore, especially as we know it. Again, basically, like, Morrigan being, like, really sad about her mom, like, that's kind of out of character. And the problem with this scene is not so much the lore, but it is the loss of the Dragon Age Keep, which imported your choices from previous games.
Yeah.
Because there is a choice that we, like, all us players really thought was going to play into this exact type of thing. And it is not one of the choices you get to import from at the beginning of this game. So it's kind of like, then what was that for?
Yeah. I can recognize that one, yeah. Because I think, again...
that quest is so cool, but, you know, considering it doesn't really have payoff throughout to the next game, it's kind of like, well, that makes it kind of sucky, actually.
Yeah, because I make the comparison to Witcher, where, like, you could choose to either save or kill someone at the end of Witcher 2. And I didn't know anything about it, but then going into Witcher 3, we got to meet that person because we decided to go the route of not killing him because it gave us this exact fun side quest where you got to actually meet him and work with him. It was a very, very fun side quest. But, like, if you don't have that choice at the beginning of the game, then, you know, what's the point?
Yeah.
It's interesting for me because like we've talked about this a lot, where it's like the idea of both Witcher and this game, like tried to build off of what they had previously, and I think that this game definitely again the foundations are there, but they didn't go all the way because I think they were kind of forcing it one way and then converted it back afterwards. Because again,
and I think. Go ahead.
I was just saying because again I think it's the idea of like they had the foundations of like importing your previous save, but they didn't have all of it there because of the foundations that were built for the previous notions.
Right. And I think too, one of the things that really frustrates me is like they basically, when they announced, oh, we're not doing the keep, they were kind of like, oh, but it's really hard to have all these different like plot threads. And I'm like, I understand that, but this is basically the final game in this part of the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can just do this one and then go off and do something else.
I have a weird pitch, because something that always bothered me about certain characters in certain games was the idea of like I feel like they did a character dirty, and then you don't actually really get to experience that character in a plot that feels right for that person. So I've often taken those characters and ported them into D&D characters and be like, this is that character having their actual fair shot and not getting fucked over by bad writing. My brain just went, make a D&D campaign that is Veilguard but done correctly.
I've already thought about doing that for the Dragon Age system.
Amazing. Glad you're on the same page, because my brain was like, I feel like get me through all the games and then do that with with a campaign would be really fun.
I would love to do that because and especially like I can like use your
decisions,
world state to a degree to inform that.
That would be that's really fun. That's a really fun idea. I like the idea of playing the game. I like the idea of using a world state. That tickles my brain in a certain way. Well, I guess we are no longer dragging me by my arm. We are now linked in this as we are both walking towards whatever this horizon is.
just don't drag me, tall one with the short-legged one.
See, I thought it was funnier that you were dragging me at first.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Although, I guess you're not that short though. You're what? 5'6"? 5'7"?
No.
No. Oh no, you are short. I'm remembering now. You're not as short as some people I know, but you were like, God, my brain is like trying to remember numbers. It was I want to say like 5'3.5".
It was 5'4 1/4.
5'4 1/4. I was 0.75 off. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's so funny you said like 5'6", 5'7", because like so many people have guessed that specific height for me.
I think it's because you give off that like taller energy, but not quite like tall energy.
Yeah, it's just really funny because like so many people have said, yeah, you're like 5'7", and I'm like, nope.
Nope. I think the opposite's also taller than Zatara. It's also funny because like people see me and they're like, you give off short guy energy, and I'm like, that's because when you're actually tall, you don't want to give off tall guy energy. You want to give off short guy energy because you don't want to scare the masses because you're fucking giant.
Right.
Yeah.
I always joke I'm too angry to actually be tall.
You know what? Yeah. No, I see that one.
I have a short woman's temper for sure.
Yep.
My Instagram bio is like short in stature, patience, and temper.
That's great. I love that.
One of my favorite bios I've ever had.
That's so good. Yeah, a lot of people I know are pretty. I mean, Katie's like, I'm 5'8", 5'9". I'm like, that's short. Everyone's short to me. I actually had a full visceral reaction because when I was walking up the street by me with my friend yesterday, this guy walks past me and he is a head taller than me. I'm like, that dude is so fucking tall. Holy shit. I never get to say that. I never get to say that because I'm always like, I've seen a couple people who are like my height, maybe a little bit taller, but like this man was tall and I'm like, damn, now I know how you feel. Like just looking up. Oh, jeez.
You would have met Solus in the Inquisition, right?
I did indeed. 'Twas before I possessed Mythal's memories.
Oh.
At the time, I thought Solus a scowling elven apostate whose sole passion was finding arguments. He heard me, in all my ignorance, expound on the histories of the elven people, explaining legends he had witnessed himself.
Bet he loved that.
'Tis not a memory that brings me pride.
Okay, I have a weird question.
Yeah.
Kind of timeline-y for the games, because obviously Inquisition takes place like a few years before this game. Like we said, I think it was what, 50 years, 20 years.
It is 10 years before this game.
I knew it was one of those big markers, either 50, 20, or 10. I assumed longer than shorter.
Yeah, Inquisition is 10 years before this, and Origins is 10 years before Inquisition.
Okay, and then Dragon Age 2 is how long before Origins?
It starts during Origins, like at the beginning of Origins, and ends, I think it's 7 years later.
Okay.
So it takes place over that decade between Origins and Inquisition.
Huh. Okay, so the actual timeline is pretty tight here then.
Yeah. Like, this one being 10 years later was kind of like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Interesting. Okay. Cool.
Do you have information we can use against Gillenane or Elgar'nan? Or Solus?
The last time Mythal faced Elgar'nan and Gillenane, she was struck down by the very dagger you now carry.
What about Solus?
You may recall he murdered Mythal's former host to claim her godly might as his own. I hoard no untapped magical secrets, Rook. What I do possess, I share freely with you and the Veil Jumpers.
She basically just said, Mythal's a loser, I don't have any advice to people.
I honestly, Morrigan is still probably one of my favorite characters in this series. Just like, bitch, I got this magic girl in my head, and she's not very helpful. I'm sorry. Like,
dude, you are gonna love her in Origins.
Yep. I'm like 95%
So
sure
much
it's
more
gonna be very hard to top any. Sorry, it's gonna be very easy for her to top me in Origins. But it's gonna be very hard for anyone to want me to romance them besides her.
I'm very curious how you are gonna meet Liliana then.
Oh, true. Liliana
she's a fan favorite.
Listen, I'm a sucker for a good romance, so it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult because, like, even in Baldur's Gate, like, when you have the base romances, like, we picked ones that made sense for us when we were going through it. Katie was like, as Willow, I'm gonna date tall tiefling lady because that makes sense. Like Karlach is 100% like Katie's type, and I'm like, you know what, that's fair. And then I was looking through it, and we were looking at my options because she got the first tips on Karlach. And I was like, fair. And I was like, okay, who are my options? And I was looking at them, and I was like, honestly, Shadowheart does make a little bit of sense. And then I played 10 minutes with Shadowheart, and like, she is basically Aurelius, and I'm okay with this. They both are like hiding their like, I'm part of this organization. We're kind of trying to not figure it out. We're both being abused by our organizations. Like, it was very much a kinship with them right away. And Karlach and Will are both just sweet beans who are like, we're just here for the good vibes, man. We're just trying to save the world. Like, it was really funny that kind of worked out that way. Oh. Yeah, no, good romances. I'm here for it. I'm like blushing now. Oh. Okay. Yep.
You didn't come out here just to tell me you're Mythal.
I am not Mythal in her entirety. But yes, the Dreadwolf has occasion to visit you in dreams, where he portions out advice. And now, after finding his memories, you have peered into his deepest sorrows. Tell me then, what do you make of Solus?
Oh, what do you?
I should ask you. Mythal knew Solus better than anyone.
I would influence your answer. Or do you mean to discover if I would stand directly against the Dread Wolf were there a need? Would you? I shall aid you in any way but that, even had I the power. What has passed between Solus and Mythal, I beg you, do not ask this of me again.
Interesting. And I don't know if that, again, like, it's always like I don't know if this is bad or not, but that's a very interesting character notion of, like, because she's already died to him once, don't make me risk trying to die to him again.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, that is one of the few lines in this game that I'm like, could we have expounded on that a little bit more?
Yeah, I feel like there's
and not even like in this moment, but like I feel like, you know, when Tasha's like, oh, they're totally doing it, and Valar is like, it's a little different.
Yeah.
And we just sort of land on, well, now they're doing it. I'm like, I feel like that kind of cheapens what Morrigan just said.
Yeah, I think there's an idea there where it's like, you know, you can make the joke with, like, yeah, they were doing it, but then there's also the aspect of, like, kind of what Valar was saying, where it's like, it is more complex than just they were doing it.
Yeah, and like I don't mind like Tosh saying it the first time. It's the second time that I'm like, shut up, quit it.
See, it's funny because I also enforced it, so that's why I didn't know that she always said that. I was like, I'm here to enforce this silly behavior because it's funny to me, and I think it's me being shipping trash and
fair enough.
Playing the character Avacyn, it's like, yeah, that's what she would say.
Honestly, they might not say it every time. It might just be that dialogue option, but it is kind of like,
it's like, please, I want to know more. I guess this is kind of a big choice here.
And also, like, you know, Mythal and Elgardon were married. So, like...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it mentions it maybe a couple times, but I don't think it's been mentioned yet. But yeah, they were married. And so it's kind of like...
Huh.
So, yeah, if she's married to Elgardon and Solas is, like, her side piece, I'd be pretty irritated with her side piece, too. Frankly.
Huh. That's really curious. See, that again, that just adds to these layers that, like, trying to figure it all out. Ooh.
And I don't... what was the memory? It was the one where, oh, crap. I don't remember what she said now. But basically, I was, like, she's talking about, like, how she's always there. She was like, I never walked away. Like, you're the one that rebelled or whatnot. It's like, I never walked away or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, you did. Because you married a tyrant that you knew was a tyrant on purpose. And, like, and I think I've mentioned this to you before, but, like, the elven tattoos are revealed in the previous game as slave markings.
Yeah.
And there are face tattoos for Mythal. So I'm like, girl, you owned people.
Huh.
Like, one thing about this game that I am really like, oh my god, is it's like, and Mythal did nothing wrong. And I'm like, Mythal did a lot wrong, and I've got beef with that woman.
It's interesting, because I had the opposite takeaway, that Mythal was, killed by Solas. And I don't like Solas at this point. But she was also equally at fault for a lot of the shit that was going on as much as Solas was.
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
And I feel like the game tries to sort of write it in such a way from Solas' perspective as like, oh, but Mythal was perfect actually, and I'm like, she owned people.
But also, I think that's also kind of like the point, would it not be? Because he was blinded by her in a lot of regards. He did look past a lot of her very bad faults, at least based on what we've seen already. So
maybe, but like, I don't know. It's giving like, well, I treated my slaves well. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like, you know, when you look at a character who has such rose-colored glasses for a character like this, you know, it's interesting that that's the perspective you get to see, and that's what, you know, you kind of end up receiving in this game, is Solas' perspective. The one who sees through the rose-colored glasses, she can do no wrong, even though she's done so much fucking wrong.
But I also feel like, you know, like Varric says in the very beginning of the game, Solas hates slavery, and I'm like, clearly not that much.
Yeah, like he looked past it with her. Why? Because he clearly was way too fucking invested in her than he should have been. I guess, okay, so to come back to this question, how do I feel about Solas, right? That's the question.
Yes.
I definitely don't think two. I don't think he's torn but doesn't know it. I think he's definitely... I'm leaning into the idea that Solus is likely to be evil and betray us at some point. Like that's what they literally said, and I feel like, or if not evil, then like morally gray and don't want to mix with that juice.
Yeah. This dialogue wheel is really weird. It's like, trapped, I feel sorry for him. Okay, that's kind of a positive take. He's trying to help, positive take. He's torn but doesn't know it, also a pretty positive take. He's a self-pitying monster, and I'm like, that is a big difference.
Yeah.
Where's the middle? Where is the middle of that?
Yeah, I think I do see like the arc here is like very positive, kind of positive, and sort of positive, and I think I'm leaning towards the right now. Like I'm leaning towards the self-pitying
like,
monster.
I want a middle ground where it's like, I don't know, he's trying to help, but he's also a douche.
Yeah, literally, that's the vibe. Like this man is trying to help, but
I don't know.
I guess in terms of like I see what you're saying, because I don't want to necessarily go he's a self-pitying monster, but I want to be like, he's trying to help, but he's doing it all wrong, and he's not good about it. Like,
and I honestly don't know what your rook is actually going to say.
Do you remember which one you picked out of curiosity?
Oh God.
If you don't, that's okay, because I think I'm gonna run something.
I think I picked he's torn and doesn't know it.
You know
but
what?
then I've also picked self-pitying monster because I played a real hard-ass, or tried to play a real hard-ass character.
You said that.
They didn't really let me.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do the self-pitying monster because I think in this case, like, the two things that stick out to me was the fact that he is being hypocritical about some things, and it's like, you know, like you said with the slavery, like, I'm anti-slavery, but I'm okay with Mythal slaves, and then, but he also the fact that he, in the choice to kill Mythal, they basically just said, like, you know, you don't have to do this to give elves their immortality back. And it's like, I must do this to make things right. It's like, okay, no one really cares. Like, the elves aren't old enough to remember having immortality, so they weren't
right.
They don't really lose anything, and you're trying to force them to gain something that they might not necessarily want. And your pity and guilt is what you're doing, using to force this onto them. When, again, immortality is a very strong thing to give someone against their will.
This is like a consistent issue with Solus too. Is like he constantly is like, oh well, like you don't know what this cost you. And there's a banter between him and Varric in the previous game, that Varric's kind of like, what's with all this like doom and gloom old empire crap, like, you know? And he talks about like the Dwarven Empire, and he's like, you know, there's thousands of us living on the surface, and it's not that bad. And like we're not our empire, we're not the capital of our empire. And Solus is like, and you have no idea what that cost you. And Varric's like, I know what it didn't cost me, because he doesn't care about the old Dwarven Empire. That's not his bag. And Solus just cares so much more because he thinks other people should.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of also my takeaway as well. It kind of relates to The Hobbit in that regard as well. I'm not sure if you've actually read or seen the movies. I'm assuming you have.
I watched the first one, but not the others.
Yeah, in the second one, it really talks about the idea of, like, you know, we're here to reclaim this gold from this dragon in the mountain, and the people who were there give a lot of a shit about this. And the other ones are like, yeah, but is it really fucking worth it? Because we now have to fight this dragon, and you're kind of becoming a dick and going insane, and it's like a lot of things are happening, and it's like, we don't have the same value to this gold because we didn't lose it. And I think that's the thing, is he's self-pitying on the stuff that he knows that everyone has lost, but he's not actually letting people have a choice in learning about what they may have lost and then choosing what they may be able to regain. Like, it's kind of this, I don't know, I'm leaning it, I'm running it.
Well, Solus killed the Titans, destroyed the ancient elves, and wants to ruin this world to bring back his old one. But he'll always make sure you hear just how sad he is about all the murder.
If that is how you see him, perhaps the Dread Wolf's words have not served as well as he might wish.
I'll say.
'Tis not malice which made Solus your opponent, but conviction. A belief that only he may halt what he set in motion.
Yeah.
Yet Solus was once beloved of Mythal. 'Tis his very loyalty and love for his people that led to the tragedy we now face. you may be in a position to determine how it ends, more so than either of you might realize.
And again, I think it's so interesting because it's the idea of, yes, he loves a lot, and that's why these things have happened, but he loves in a way that isn't healthy.
Exactly.
And I think it's so fascinating to me. I'll be ready for whatever comes.
If that's what it takes. Such determination. Have you not even a tremor of doubt?
Nah.
Wouldn't do me any good.
See, that's my girl. That's my girl's response right there. I'm just confidence.
I've one last secret to share.
Oh?
When Mythal was struck down by the other gods, it was with her own lyrium dagger, the dagger you now carry. Solus recovered it from Elganon, and from it extracted a fragment of Mythal that had lain hidden within its depths. This fragment, a younger sister to the one I carry, if you will, resides here, in the crossroads.
Oh.
I can open the way for you. Find her, survive the encounter, and the essence you obtain will aid you in times to come.
Oh. Go ahead. I feel the desire to say something.
There is a way to get through this encounter with no combat. It is tricky.
Okay. Good to know.
And if you do trigger combat in it, you will fight a dragon. Just FYI.
That's fine.
Another fragment of
I'm here to
Mythal?
suffer. It's fine.
In addition to the one inside you?
You are aware of what the word fragment means, are you not? One small piece of many, formed.
That's my girl.
Greater is broken. The first elves were spirits, as you well know, and when a spirit is broken, it may shatter into pieces, each holding part of the original.
She really said, "Let me get the
Among
dictionary out."
elves who became known as
Yeah.
gods, Dirthaman and his brother, Falondine, are but one example.
Survive the encounter?
All of that sounded great until survive the encounter.
You know Solus, and have seen Elganon, and memories of Mythal. They are creatures of emotion, as all spirits are. The fragment
This is fine.
of Mythal
This is fine.
that resides in
Yeah,
me
we're just gonna
lived
fight a
among
dragon.
mortals
It's
for thousands of
it's
years.
fine. I'm gonna botch
She
this
has
entirely,
grown
and I'm very
wiser
aware of that.
and more patient.
Unless I'm
This
desperate
younger
and ask for help,
sister has
this is
not.
gonna be
She
horrible.
is the essence of Mythal as a god. She is unlikely to listen to polite requests, and though she is but a fragment of the goddess, the battle will test you sorely.
If she's just going to attack us, why tell us about her at all? We have enough enemies already.
A fragment of a god's essence is a powerful thing. It may give you options against Elganon and Gellanane, or against the Dread Wolf himself, should he prove as cunning and treacherous as ever.
Any suggestions?
If I were to try to talk with her, do you have any suggestions?
She will demand respect, but detest flattery.
Okay.
She appreciates righteous anger, but will not tolerate pity.
Hold on. I need to take notes. So.
Respect, yes. Flattery, no. Righteous anger, yes. Pity, no.
Okay.
Got it?
For want of
Yeah.
better phrasing, prickly. But if you are determined to try...
She describes her as prickly.
I wish you luck. Okay.
Also, you're one to talk Morgan with those shoulder pauldrons, but whatever.
Any chance you could, like...
You would know this aspect of Mythal better than anyone. Could you try talking to her?
Can you want to, like, give you
I
a
dare
letter
say she
recommendation?
would attack me on sight.
Spirits can't get along with fragments of each other?
Spirits, certainly. But the aspects of a self-righteous god who have walked different paths for ages? One bears the insult of her betrayal by the Evanurus, and then by Solus, as fresh wounds, insult upon injury. The other once fell in love with an Alamari chieftain and lived happily in a swamp for centuries.
Ah.
Each reminds the other that another path existed, that they could have been wrong, and nothing angers Mythal like being wrong.
That's really funny. Okay, so tell me about spirits.
What kind of spirit was Mythal before she became an elf? I know Solus is elven for pride.
Mythal enjoyed ruling and having power, but it came not from the overweening desire to crush resistance, as is the case with Algernon. The emotion that inspired her might best be described as benevolence, a guiding hand, inclined to kindness. But like any spirit, when angered or twisted against her purpose, a more violent aspect arose. Where the Dreadwolf's wisdom gave way to pride when the world did not meet his standards, Mythal's benevolence gave way to retribution. After all, when kindness fails, the guilty must be punished.
Mythal is the goddess of justice among the elves.
Mm-hmm. I just had a thought.
Algernon is the god of vengeance.
Yeah. I feel like playing a paladin in this world would be very fun.
That would be closest to a Templar, mechanically speaking.
Yeah.
Which you might eat those words after playing the previous games. I don't know. You might not, but
yeah,
you also might.
My brain was thinking, like, I think it'd be fun to, like, have that kind of an idea. Though I do love my build is beautiful. It fits my vibe so much. But I feel like having some sort of, like a person who has a connection to these gods could be very interesting to play. Because I feel like there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about, like, you know, the gods from this world and lore versus D&D is that these gods, the elven ones, the human ones, all of them, very absent.
Yeah. Which is something I've had in other D&D campaigns in the past, so it's very interesting. And I'm always the one, like, I like always being the person who goes, okay, but what if? Because I like always being the what if, and I like pushing the boundaries of what's possible in worlds.
Like, Morrigan can turn into a crow, as you saw with her introduction.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Flemeth, her mother, has some abilities that one might be able to attribute to Mythal.
Interesting, okay.
But it's kind of unclear if those are Mythal's abilities or hers.
Fair.
That are amplified by Mythal. It's unclear.
Fair, okay.
Thank you for the information, Morrigan.
There is one more thing, if I may. Something whispered not by myself, but Mythal. The elves have learned many of the glories and horrors of ancient Elvenon. Yet your people live in this world now as the old elves never could. Know it as they could not.
Mm-hmm.
There is your strength. 'Tis why you shall surpass what came before one day.
Did Mythal see this? Is it a prediction?
A hope. From a mother to her distant children, no less beloved than any before them.
I love that part.
Yeah.
Fucking silly.
This gives me Star Wars Empire Strikes Back going into the cave vibes, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I can see that. I see what you're on there.
I'm going to actually make a quick save so that if I...
totally get your ass beat.
Or if I feel like I'm overwhelmed, or if I feel like my instinct is that I should try to do the diplomatic thing, because I'm always one to fall to combat, then I might lean to do one or the other.
Yeah.
And we'll see that when it comes to pass. Okay. Oh, there's a boat. Okay. Hello, good sir. Please take me to the designated, definitely not a... Oh.
Sharper than the whole. Prevail. Or be sundered completely.
Not a fan of all of that. That's a little scary, that is.
We're getting close to where Morrigan said that other fragment of Mythal was.
Gotta keep an eye out for secrets and loot. I'm going...
It has to be her.
We talking or fighting?
Guess we'll find out.
Honestly, I appreciate that question, Tosh, because I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Oh. Okay, now smash or pass.
I hate her. I hate her design. With a passion, I hate her design.
I never again expected to see my children in the Dreadwolf's crossroads. And you know who I am.
Mythal.
The part of me that survived betrayal by the rest of the Evanurus, if this can be called surviving. Solus. He drew me from the dagger that struck me down, but what is left of me can only survive here. I cannot return to the world, and even the true Fade is denied me. All I can do is watch. Have you come to seek the blessing of your god? Or did you come to ask your god to sacrifice herself to help you defeat the monsters Elganon and Gillenane have become?
Die, false god. Great, okay. That's a great line. Respect, yes. Flattery, no. Righteous anger? Pity, no. I feel like there's a lot of pieces. My gears are turning. See, my instinct is to say I want your help, but I'm worried that she's going to go, oh, please, almighty goddess Mythal, I want your help.
I'm going to be 100% honest. I do not remember
that is okay.
How to get out of this without combat, so I'd have to look it up.
I'm just going to go off of vibes and trust my luck.
I came here to ask for your help. The gods have endangered the world, and...
You dare explain to me what they are doing? You are 1,000 years from knowing the proper words.
We saw Solus's memories, his regrets.
You saw the recollection he cultivated like a tree, twisting to catch the sun. You wish for my help? Convince me. Make your case, and I will yield my essence willingly to help you against Elganon and Gillenane. Fail, and I shall kill you for wasting my time, or you will kill me and obtain my essence in doing so. A harder-edged, simpler version. It has been centuries since a petitioner stood before me, so why should I help you?
Going back to the idea, I don't want pity. Respect and righteous anger.
You're like psyching yourself up. I can hear it.
I'm going off my gut.
Solus is helping me.
Solus is using you. Besides, why should I esteem the Dreadwolf's approbation? He rebelled against me.
But the two of you stayed close.
Until he killed the tattered fragment of me who hid inside the human swamp witch and wept. He keeps me here, yet has not visited since waking from his slumber. Tell me this. What should I have done when Solus turned against me after all we had been to one another?
Maybe you should have listened when he warned you about staying on as rulers after the war.
Are you saying I was wrong?
You asked me what you should have done. I can't prove my worth by lying to you. Solus didn't want to manifest a physical body or destroy the Titans. He did things he hated because he cared about you. Supporting you and Elganon becoming rulers was the one line he wouldn't cross. If someone who followed you everywhere refused to follow you there, what does that say?
Not bad, but not enough. Let us speak of something else.
Oh. Interesting. I thought I was worried I was going to go straight to a dragon fight off of that one.
Not quite. Balara, help. You're Elven.
Yeah. Also, Balara's outfit looks kind of great. Goddamn. I love the golden, like, the arms look great. The yellow on the main body, I might want to convert to, like, more of a green to match her original outfit, but, like, the rest of this is, like, I love on the gold accents.
The Veil Jumper clothes, ew. The Veil Jumper armor, slay.
Yes. And I'm still loving all of Tasha's outfit right now. It looks great. Also looks surprisingly cozy. Like, that looks like that would keep you warm in a winter day.
The exception is, like, the ropes around the neck part.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, yes.
Yeah.
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world will be corrupted by the Blight.
That is why you must succeed, so tell me why I must help you.
We know the truth about the Blight. We know it came from the imprisoned dreams of the Titans after you and Solus defeated them.
And?
I hate her hair phasing through her ears.
Why would you point that out? I hate that. Oh god.
I hate this design of Mythal. I think it's ugly. I think the rendering is bad. I hate this Mythal so much.
And the Blight only happened because of what you did. You need to fix your mistake.
My mistake.
Get her.
I saved lives and ended a war, you petulant child. Your words are weak. Prove your worth or die.
Damn. I took a risk there.
You can always reload and try again.
Yeah.
Everyone get ready.
Wow. She's enormous.
Okay. Give me one more shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run it back. I have
You've got an idea now.
I have an idea of what I need to do. I don't want to piss her off, but I still need to, like, push her. It's oof. It's a tricky balance to maintain.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have my waypoint. Oops.
A god's fragment. Sharp.
Also, the aesthetic of this location, like that, like crumbling ring, is gorgeous.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh.
I love it a lot better than Mythal's design.
Yeah, I think, like, for all of its faults, there are some very beautiful world design for this. They really had something that they were going to go with. And I think they did some good shit.
What's the, Arlathan Forest, I think, is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Treviso, stunning. I love it. But, yeah. I don't know. I miss the open world of, the semi-open world of the last one. Because that is kind of one thing, is like, I do feel it's very linear, very pathways, and I'm like, I want to run around.
Yeah.
You are Rook.
I'm like somewhere between where, like, I like the linear, like, you go to the location, you do stuff, but I do feel like some of the aspects of the game feel like it needed a bit more open worldness. Like, when you're doing quests, to not suck me into a side version of this map, just have me navigate the map that we're already in.
The part of me that survived betrayal by the rest
Yes,
of the
100% about that. It's such a pet peeve
Okay,
of
let's
mine.
just run to this. I want your help. And then we know Solus is helping you, and I think that was fun. You could have respected him because he was there, and you didn't respect his decisions or his choices as much. Part of you really wants to say we are worthy.
Try it.
Fuck it.
What do you got to lose?
Worthy of your help.
That is for me to judge.
I am fighting to protect this world.
Any petty tyrant can fight those who come to their land and claim to be protecting their people. What is a protector to you?
Excellent question.
definitely not trying to be like you, because I don't think she was a good leader.
A protector is someone who kills monsters so that the innocent are safe.
That is a child's fantasy of what a true protector should be.
It's not fantasy.
Not incorrect.
Those monsters are literally marching toward innocent people as we speak.
If you wish to prove your worth, you must do better than that.
I feel like
I have a friend that nailed the conversation in one shot, like literally her first try, and I was like, "What's it like to be God's favorite?"
Yeah, yeah.
You can't want Algernon and Gillenane to rule the world. Not after what they did to you.
I ruled alongside them for centuries. I bear them no love now, and they were ever flawed, as all rulers are. Yet they were better than the others who threatened your ancestors. Monsters like the Titans, or selfish fools like Anaris. Set the blight aside, and tell me why I should help you topple your own gods.
You have not met Anaris yet, but he comes up. And is voiced by Matt Mercer.
Oh, good.
We don't need gods of any kind protecting us.
Is that so? You are a petulant child who complains that your room does not have enough pretty toys. You've no idea how many monsters lurk outside the walls of the house your parents created to keep you safe. Your words are weak. Prove your worth.
Ah! It's hard, because, like, there's this, like...
Everyone get ready.
Wow. She's enormous.
Like, I feel like I have the idea of what I need to... Oh, hello, I'm not... I have the idea of what I want to say.
And the dialogue wheel doesn't say it quite right.
Dialogue wheel doesn't say it quite right, because I'm trying to, like, not push her too far, but I know I need to push her more than what I've done the first 2 attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Mythal's a sexy-ass dragon? Yeah, I agree. Mythal's like person model? Awful. Dragon model? Hot as fuck.
Wait till you see her in Dragon Age 2.
Oh. Ooh.
Her host entrance in Dragon Age 2 is so mommy.
We're getting
okay, good.
That other fragment of Mythal was.
Okay. This is very tricky. I feel like I can do this. I don't think I want the help, but I feel like I can do this.
We talking or fighting?
Guess we'll find out.
Okay.
Of the classic speed skip through.
Yeah. I'm trying to trust my instinct. My instinct was still saying this one.
Solus is he.
You remember what you picked? You feel like you just got it? Yeah, I feel like I'm trying to... Because I obviously don't have a lot of full context here, so I'm trying to run off of, like, my soul instinct.
Solus made his choice. You made yours. It might have been cleaner for you to move on from him completely, instead of keeping your feelings for him.
Just like that. Do you feel so little that you could follow such a path with someone you had known for centuries?
You asked me what you should have done, not what I would have done.
Not bad, but not enough. Let us speak of something else.
Okay, so... I kind of wonder, like, do you have to get 2 of these? Or is it just like you just kind of vibe it out and do one? Like, what's the... where...
I don't remember. I would have to look that up.
Okay. Because that detail might be helpful for me. Because if I have to get 2 of these, then I know I could maybe.
Okay, I'm literally almost done with this seam I've been doing. Give me like a few minutes, and I will look that up just to have the context.
Okay. I'm gonna run back though. We must stop the blight.
That is why you...
Stopping the Blight mattered enough for you to talk with Solus, even after he rebelled against you. It mattered enough for you to stand against the other gods.
And I was struck down for doing so, betrayed by those I had ruled beside for centuries.
You made the difficult choice to protect your home, because it was the right thing to do. Help me do the same.
If you wish to prove your worth, you must do better than that.
You can't want Algernon.
Alright, seam is done.
They were better than the monsters like the set.
How am I supposed to just set the Blight aside?
By making an argument not related to it as I asked you to.
The Blight is a core part of who they are, and I don't think you're in favor of it.
My patience wears thin. Choose your next words carefully. Why must I give myself over to you?
I am worthy of your help.
That is for me to judge.
I am fighting to protect this world.
You need to answer 3 out of 4 prompts correctly.
Okay. Which means I am on thin ice right now.
It's making a place, but it also means building a strong community that works together for the common good.
And what have you built?
Look at my team. We're not just hired blades. We started as strangers and grew together into a family.
Your arguments are compelling. I find you worthy, Rook. I have spent thousands of years watching. I should miss that. But if what I am can protect the innocent and smite the guilty.
Got there.
This is what remains of me.
Okay.
I give it to you freely.
So, just knowing the fact that I had to get 3 out of 4 completely shifts my brain. If I knew I just had to get 3 or 4 correctly-ish, I'd kind of know what I need to do. Because I got the first one right, and I got the second one right. But in both me going into the third or the second one, I tried to push the boundaries because it feels like she wasn't satisfied with that dialogue response. So I tried to push her further, and that's what turned her into a dragon. So if I feel like I knew if I just had to get 3 correctish, I think I could have navigated that. Like I just did now. Yeah. Like I didn't have to push her further. I just had to go for the one that felt like the right piece of that puzzle.
There's also, I did not know this, but there's a there's a companion quest later that if you completed it, you can reference that to automatically get her.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah.
With who? Balara or?
I mean, do you want me to tell you which one?
I'm kind of curious since we're not going to do it that way.
Balara.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, if you do Balara's quest first, you can say, hey, I already did this, so help me please. And she's like, yeah, okay.
That's funny. That's so funny. So, maybe people have already done that. That's why they got it through so easy. But I'm taking the hard route apparently.
Yeah, I did not do that in either of my games. I always got this first.
Interesting.
But if you do it later, then you have that as an option. I was like, oh, that's so great.
That's actually that's a good detail. Like that's a good detail. I like those kinds of details.
When possible and cunning when necessary.
I will. Thank you.
I offer one further boon. I cannot enter the physical world or the pure Fade, but in this place, I still carry some power. Evil has intruded here. The Blight, seeded by Elganon and Gillenane. Find it, and when you meet your greatest challenge, I will fly one last time.
The essence of the protector.
I think her statue looks better than she does.
Like a piece of the sun. I've never felt something so alive.
I also think it's weird that she turns into a little tiny statuette. But
So the
whatever,
dragon
it's
lady
fine.
I think it's a little weird that we just shoved it up her butt, but that's okay too.
Yeah.
Through. Now what? A god knows her moment. At least, her essence does. When the time comes, we'll be ready.
Whoa! Let fly your voice to Mythal. Okay.
We did it. We got Mythal's essence. And we
Oh. You didn't have to fight her.
didn't even have to fight her. Not sure what we do with it just yet. But if Morrigan's telling the truth, it'll come in handy at some point.
That was kind of cool, actually. That I like the option for the dialogue to like really do it.
Mm-hmm.
Stagger plus 100.
There's a great quest line in Inquisition, but it's pre-choice dependent, so you have to make a certain to get this quest line. But there is a bit where you can like talk to a character, and the result is so satisfying. And like I hardly ever to get that quest because I kind of hate the choice, but I do like that quest.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, you have a new outfit. What's your armor bonus? Utility adjust plus 3, plus 5. Tactically an upgrade. Yeah, let's get you back. Ooh, wait, that outfit is.
I like that one better.
That's a better outfit. That is a better outfit.
Yeah, you got a new outfit as well, didn't you?
I believe so. I'm currently have a layered armor, but
You can go back.
Oh.
Next to your armor, you can press the I.
Ooh.
And it'll show you what they would look like without the skin. Oh yes, that one.
Or is it this one I just got? Ooh, that's also very.
You got one that was like something from Antiva, or Wings of Treviso, maybe. Was that an outfit or a sword?
Might have been the sword.
Okay.
Let's see. Sharpened dagger. Oh, hello. Oh.
You said ooh.
Deals 0 physical damage. Has less stagger, but got 80 times 4. That's what 3. 8 times 4 is. God, I can't do math. 20, 24, 32? 3200 damage?
Oh, the Wings of Antiva is Lucanus's armor. My bad.
Yes.
That makes more sense.
So, that's a weird dagger, but I'm here for it. Huh. I still like my Shocky Shock. And then you upgraded. That's fine. I have skills too. Oh, I got points. Let's go. Oh, that's fun. Required level 30. Lame. Burst. Shadow Dragon, War Watch. I guess I'll sort of burst. See what I can do here. I was looking to maybe get a. Ooh, what is this? I like the additional combos. I want to see if I can find more of those, because the additional combos feel very satisfying when I can find them. I just need to know where they are. Are you a combo? That's like that's a situation where it's like it's not likely to come up a lot, but when it does will be useful. And why not? If I time it luckily, then, you know, slowing them down is not a bad idea. Area ability effects is increased by 50. Control abilities deal. Okay, what's this? Ooh, okay. That's the necrotic stuff that I didn't like get into too much. Looking at my the big buttons. Any other combos? Combo? Combo? Combo. 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 What do you do? I don't know what abilities I have that do strike versus blast. But having more stagger feels like I'm kind of just running into more stagger the more I can do it. So I feel like that's not a bad thing to have. Oh, never mind. This is what I want. that's the one I want. That's real good, because everything is taking electric damage, and just have it stacked to more people in range. Oh, that seems really good. Oh, I need one more point. Frick. What can I get rid of? I need one more point. Give me 1 point somewhere. What is this? Cool. Okay. Sure. And library. We don't need that. Okay. Whew. Wow. I can't believe I just did that. So.
Coming in clutch.
Oh. Oh, that's so cool. So it rotates through different damage types.
Oh, that's neat. Woohoo!
Okay. Well, let's jump down. Caretaker power. Damn. I'm pretty sure this just loops. Yeah, it looks like this just loops back. Okay. I mean, I might as well see if they gave me a chest because I quote unquote defeated Mythal. No, okay. Fine. What?
Just the jump attack you just did.
Listen, my Legend of Zelda brain turns on sometimes.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
It's a big
Like,
ass.
wait a minute, I've done this a lot before.
Yeah, seems familiar. Like of a story long past. Cuts to Legend of Zelda.
Link, strange, it seems somehow familiar.
Okay, this is just okay. Looks like we're done here. I guess we're done here.
Mm-hmm.
I
done.
I guess let's do one of the side questies then. Let's move on. I feel like that was like there's so much happening there. It's like, oh, we're technically done. Right, we've done what I set out to do.
You did the thing.
Yeah. Oh, I meant to. I'm a silly. I forgot I can do the world map TPs. Oh. I will say the fast travel, very satisfying.
Uh-huh.
Want to punch something?
Every game is always better once you get fast travel.
Yep. Meet Tosh at the hilt. What? Where?
It's like up a level.
Oh. I can go down.
Maybe it's down a level, whatever.
Why is this person blue?
I've been thinking about my strategy. I might need to switch from sword and shield to a two-handed weapon.
That's...
Your heart is called to swing
I
a
don't know
mighty
then.
blade against your foes, or perhaps a great hammer.
Well, no.
Some of the like blue people are spirits, which I have beef with, but whatever.
I've heard that unless I
This
gain
man
my
is voiced by
stamina,
Matt Mercer.
blocking is a losing strategy. I should be using a two-handed weapon. I could focus on rolling and then taking advantage of an enemy left open after an attack.
Ah, hello. Found it. Let's show off some dragon knowledge. Why not?
I saw the Hivernal flying by with my own eyes, big as the sky, and ready for the lords to come be heroes. We take it down, and the village nearby will eat like kings and love us for it. It had bright red and blue scales that we worth a fortune, even beyond the horde.
That's not a Hivernal. You saw a Calton's on. And she's acting normal. She's not one of the dragons blighted by the gods. Going after her would get us killed for no good reason.
Again, I want them to be a military commander.
Honestly, yeah, like that's the vibe. Like I get the Dragon Slayer, but why not a Dragon Slayer military commander? I mean, I definitely haven't built that already.
And I think it also makes their like no nonsense dialogue translate a little better personally.
Yeah.
Because again, like I mean, I know Isabella that had banter about guessing the color of her underwear, and I'm like, Tosh, how are you putting up with this woman?
Fair. Hold on. I had a thought. This man, I think, might be an actor that I love in something else, but it's gonna be. I don't know. He's got a voice that makes me think of a specific episode of a show I like. Oh God, it's gonna be impossible to find this man.
Me too.
Yep, no, I'm not gonna have it. I'm not gonna find this man. I trust Tosh.
I'm gonna have to side with the Lord of Fortune's resident dragon expert.
You sure you're not just scared, Tosh?
Fight
What
it
a
if you
punk.
want. Tell us where to.
Whoop.
Kills you.
Oh, sorry, Cutter. Tosh gets final say. We leave the Carltons on alone.
I also am here for protecting
You think
dragons.
I can't fight a dragon just because I don't breathe fire?
You can't fight a dragon because you don't know what you're doing.
Fine.
Get him.
You're the expert.
I like it when you talk shop.
I guess you couldn't handle the heat.
That cannot be your flirt line, Rook. What the
Oh
fuck?
my God, you can't say that. I guess you can't handle the heat.
Oh my God.
That's God.
Oh, it doesn't bother me.
There's
Okay,
rumors
but
of
your
another
lines
dragon
do,
off to
Rook.
the west.
Mhm.
Heard anything, Tosh?
Yeah. Not sure if it's blighted like the ones that attacked Minrathis and Treviso. But it's killing people in villages near Arlethan Forest. They need help.
Well, that's glory.
It's a fire breather. They always have lairs with a horde.
And there's gold. Tempted yet?
We might be able to spare the time for a dragon hunt.
Can't wait to see what you find. Now, has Tosh told you about fighting a Gamadon storm rider in the middle of a typhoon?
Best time to catch them.
Oh, it was glorious, Rook.
Sick. Easy peasy, don't mind if I do.
The fact that that was like a quest, I think is crazy.
There's not a follow-up? I thought thought there'd be a follow-up to go hunt that dragon that they just talked about.
Nope. Nope. I do feel like one of the things that happened with this game when it like evolved into multiple different versions of itself is that basically they were like, oh, it has like so much dialogue and there's like it's so long a playtime, and I'm like, I don't feel like it's actually that long a playtime. I feel like you put in a lot of padding.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I was like, this is gonna be something back home after I did that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
One dialogue outside of home.
Yeah, like making a cutscene conversation an entire quest is bananas for padding.
Yeah, it was a little wild.
No, I know. It doesn't make any sense, but it works.
Wouldn't the connection to the lyrium cause...
The veil to rupture? Not if you're careful. Really, really careful.
Rook,
define
good
careful,
to see
Bellara.
you. Bellara was telling me about one of the artifacts she calmed. Her manipulation of the Hylic spheres put some circle mages I know to shame.
Oh, that's so nice. Really?
Bellara, repairing the Illuvian network alone is worth a thesis.
I still ship them just a little bit.
I know. I get it.
Have you run into anything like it before?
Not at all. The principle.
Livy, do you also
Why are you... Sorry. Why are you here? You were just talking about the Fade and using tech to keep the Fade stronger, but then you've never heard of it. Why are you here, my guy? Just give Bellara the talent that she needed to have. Sorry. Now that I see it, it's very obvious.
Yeah, right? Again, love him, but also don't get it.
Yep.
Look to Bellara for elven magic expertise.
And she knows big words.
She came right in and started talking about interstitial resonance and stuff.
Yes, not everyone who's self-taught bothers with complex theory.
Well, thank you.
That said,
she's also not
I've
self-taught.
noticed you working at all hours on that artifact.
Really? I don't think it's
Livy,
all
don't you get into my
hours.
threads.
And you're either the first to wake, or you simply aren't sleeping some nights.
Thank you, Professor, but I'm fine. Mostly.
Mostly?
That was really reassuring until mostly.
In between the two? It's hard. I've never had a chance like this kind of access to knowledge. It's Solas's old home. I want to learn as much as I can.
And we've time to learn it. But in order to do that, you must take care of yourself.
Even Solus slept.
Not that Solus should be any kind of example, but even he slept. You can too.
Sometimes.
He slept for like 1,000 years.
I can't
Yeah.
fall asleep. I mean, my thoughts get in the way.
Aw.
Perhaps I can help.
With sleeping?
Yes, I can teach you some breathing exercises. The ones we
If
show
you're
in
hungry, you
machines.
got a whole 30 minutes.
Oh, that's very nice. Thank you.
Of course. We must look out for one another.
And thank you too, Rook.
Anytime.
Okay, I am going to relax right away. But first, I had another question.
But
I
first,
think you might.
me when I have like one more chore to do before bed.
Yep. Okie dokie. Now that that's done, back to the world map. Back to the journal, I should say. I guess... I guess we're doing Emmeric's quest next?
Yeah, that one will be pretty short too.
Yeah. Well, we need Emmerich. It says he's a support. Let's take...
This one, I think, is also just a conversation. Unless I'm forgetting something.
Let's take Davern just in case. In case it goes wrong, I want someone who can take the heat a little bit off of me.
That's fair. I do love them together.
Yeah, they should make out.
Huh? I still need Davern and Lucanus to make out. That's my real ship here.
Yeah. Oh, this room.
They've got such a good enemies to lovers vibe.
Oh god, yeah.
Livy, no. Livy, no.
We've a fight ahead. Fantastic rope.
Nice hit, bro.
Can't tell if weapon is just that much stronger or if something else. Oh, I see it. All the instances of all the weapon types. I see them now. Each of those swings does 4 instances of 80. Not bad rook for a crow.
Yeah, Davern's got beef with the crows. Which is why I think he and Lucanus should make out.
Yep. Ooh, I really like this weapon.
I'm so glad.
Oh. Save it, kill it. Okay. Ow. Oh. Good sir. You can't block my weapon 4 times.
I have to tell you about our Lord and Savior. My axe in your face.
Yeah. You know what? I'm tired of your shit.
Yeah. Hi, Livy.
God, I'm tired of your stupid shield. Thank you. Ooh, hello.
One of my good friends came with me to Ren Fair last weekend, and she literally got there and she started with "I love you. I'm so excited to be here," and I was like, "Cool, love you too." And then she goes, "I'm also sick of you," and I was like, "That was a quick turnaround. Why?" She was mad at me because I hadn't told her that our Ren Fair doesn't do alcohol.
Oh.
But I just hear her all the time right now, just being like, "I'm sick of you." I'm like, okay, yep. Every time you've been like, "I'm tired of your shit," I'm like, "I'm sick of you."
I'm sick of you. I'm just sick.
Yeah, that is me today.
Yep. I'm thinking this sword might be a little good.
Just a little good. You know, could be improved.
Yeah. Did I light all these candles before? I think I did, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, let's... Huh?
Yeah? You gotta go, like...
Oh, there's a weird... See that radar thing? It's like saying I have a chest nearby.
Oh. Huh. This might be through the door.
Maybe. Well, let's
I like
do
the
it.
little flower pauldrons. They're kind of silly, but they're cute.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Could they make it any
My
creepier?
duties include tending to these rites of remembrance. Excellent. Manfred found his way down. Very good, Manfred.
He sounds excited.
He's not wearing his glove right now.
I thought we'd start the rites here. A tableau of the dead. commissioned
You know, regrettably,
173
the
years ago.
Mornwatch and a lot of Emmerich's armors do kind of look like Loki.
I was like, why does this feel familiar? Yeah, I've been playing Loki in Rivals lately, and that's why.
Yeah.
Yep.
This one looked very Loki, except for the pants.
Yep. Well, actually,
he needs more like.
I was
Well,
gonna
he needs like coattails for it to be Loki, like some kind of like tunic or capelet type deal.
I was gonna say Nick's skin that he's been using in Rivals reminds me of this one. That's yep.
These lives
So
were
funny.
flickers against the ages, precious, fragile, and finite. Now they serve as a warning. Don't
This is so
linger
weird.
over long in the gloom. Live with grace and fervor while you may.
This is so creepy. Still getting a lot of gloom in this one, I'll be honest.
Not sold on the healing power of skeletons.
It's all in how you approach it. That one's livelier. Here. Who were you when you breathed above?
This body was a tailor's, a mother's. She laughed and taught and wove the robes kings wore when they were crowned.
That's so creepy.
Yeah, I kind of hate it.
Someone must realign her thoracic vertebrae. I hope the novices are inspecting the displays.
It'd only be right.
Seems disrespectful to abandon something you built.
Precisely. No wonder there's been an uptick in hauntings.
What?
I
Yeah,
like
wait,
the
what?
idea of my character like, yeah, of course, because why wouldn't you? And he's like, I like the idea of being like slightly sarcastic with these responses, and he just completely ignores the sarcasm. Like, yes, of course, that is why there's an uptick in hauntings. Like, just being like very matter of fact about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the vibe I get with the conversations with him, and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And he ignores the fact that I asked about the uptick in hauntings.
Yeah,
Okay.
he says hauntings. You say, wait, what? And he goes, let's continue. And I'm like, yes, Emmerich, let's continue that conversation.
Would you care to light the candle, Rook?
Oh.
Look at this.
The
last
second time I
tomb of
played
the
this quest, I
Tannhauses.
wanted
A
to
very
die.
influential family in the Storm Age.
We broke the bones of dragons.
A posthumous motto. Their last heir met his match against a Highland Ravager.
Okay.
Death by dragon? I'm surprised there was enough to bury.
Okay, Emmerich, do you want to walk a little? Yes, walk a little. Walk fast. Go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
That's
Let's
why I
go.
wanted to absolutely die the second time I did this quest. I was like, I know where the cannibals
So
are.
the
Light
necropolis
them.
actually shuffles its rooms around?
From time to time. Very unlikely to happen while we're inside a
Okay.
chamber.
Shut up, Emmerich.
Could you light the next candle?
Yes, there's a candle right here. I'm very aware of it. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Come on, Emmerich. Come on, boy. You can do. God damn it.
I'm feeling very validated right now listening to you.
I thought I was leading to the joke.
Alchemy is my hobby.
This
It's
quest
a
drove me
great book for
crazy.
teaching spirit calling and theoretical applied metaphysics.
If you ever want a side job, the crows are always looking for new potions.
Yes, as I recall, you're rather famous for it.
Who?
This way, Rook.
You were right
Emmerich,
about
are
the
you
gardens
going
being
that way?
peaceful.
The
Or am I gonna run
necropolis
ahead of
has
you?
its dangers, but these places are a refuge for the dead.
How many people are buried here anyway?
Excellent question. We rarely should take a new census.
Are you done talking? Okay, let's go. Come on.
Just waiting for you.
Oh, you're waiting for me to be closer. Okay. Let's go. Come on, Pathy. Okay.
Examining the graves?
Aw. Manfred should have been the last partner, not Emmerich. Could you imagine instead of like getting the necromancer, you just get his like skeleton friend?
You know, there is a possibility for that.
Open your hearts
Not
to
Manfred
the final
specifically,
day.
but a skeleton.
Companion.
That's amazing. I love that.
I was pleasantly surprised by your respect for our undead tableau earlier, Rook. I'm beginning to think people outside Navarra find the necropolis a little unnerving.
No, what about this could be unnerving?
You don't say.
The spirits gather.
Oh, Lordy.
Distant eerie noises. Great. You know, you're probably the creepiest thing here. I might...
Yeah.
Thanks. Ooh, hello, Wisp.
Ah, look here.
Oh. This is your department, Emmerich?
This one's all yours, Emmerich.
Certainly. We're also enjoying the gardens, but we've one last ritual ahead. On your way, my friend.
Spirits really are your specialty.
I've always had a rapport with them. Even as a child, they were my companions.
After you started training here?
After I was orphaned.
Oh.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
The Watchers took me in.
The Chantry would have a few things to say about that, to be honest, but...
Yeah. Sorry about your parents?
Belated condolences, if that's worth anything.
Always. We move on, as we must, but those long nights linger about the shadows.
How did you deal with it?
I didn't. When I first arrived here, I was terrified.
And you still
That's such a good line. The fact that the way he said it made it that much better. Of like, God no,
I was
terrified when I got here, but I got over it.
He says it like such a cartoon, like a kid's cartoon, and it's
Yeah,
so funny.
but that makes it better and like more realistic. I think for the weird like quirkiness of this character. Of like, you know, when I got here, I was terrified. Like it's very like.
Yeah, like it definitely fits,
Yeah.
but it does sound like a line I would have heard in like Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, I was thinking like fucking, oh God, I can't even think of like one of the shows when I was a kid. That's so funny.
What saved me.
Okay, where are we going?
Come, the next set of graves lies ahead.
Give me your wood.
Careful, he might.
Oh, you're right. He probably would.
He is in fact a romance.
Light the next candles, if you would.
You really didn't need me to be here. You could have done this by yourself.
There's much to recommend about the rhythm of
Like-
the ceremony. It eases
Yeah.
our worst hours.
Yeah.
As a boy, the Watcher's rituals were exactly what I needed to steady my days with purpose.
And some death magic?
Well, every young mage needs a speciality.
You know, I always loved training as a wizard. It was great. And becoming a necromancer, every wizard has their own way of expressing themselves. You don't say.
All this pageantry, this magnificent gloom and its rites. I ask you, Rook, what is it for?
It's gotta be the living, right?
Yes, exactly. This place is an abundance of history, of magic, of memories. The Watchers preserve it so the living may draw comfort from those who've gone before. We must get to the candle, please, Manfred.
You told Harding that Manfred used to be a wisp until you gave him a body?
Yes, he's taken so well to it. Haven't you, Manfred? Here are the last candles you'll need to light.
Why did Manfred go all the way over here? Please get out of the way. Okay, I'll stay all the way back here. I don't like fire. Also, the wisp just went through the floor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Once
that's
you're ready, we'll need to ring the bell.
Fucking hell. Oh, this bell? Do the thing. I have expected him just to walk up and like push the bell a little bit. Like his superpower, ring the bell.
Let the rites be acknowledged. Our bonds seen and sealed. We honor the listening spirits.
I'll stand next with Ooh.
Hail from the abyss.
We witness, good watcher, faith kept in all our paths.
Oh, why did you make the brain?
The necropolis hosts many spirits.
Oh, why did you have to have the brain in the hood? Ugh, I don't like that visual.
And friendship.
Yeah.
We need to ring the bell once more to close out the departing ceremony.
Emmerich can use bell. Sorry, I looked at everything with Tosh was just fire. Emmerich just touched the bell and ran. What the fuck was that? Am I gonna die if I stand here?
No.
I was gonna say everything Tosh does just has to do with burning it with fire. Emmerich, his power is bell. This is like the first time I've used him to do anything besides talk to dead.
It wasn't the necropolis itself, but what was draped around it. Have you ever been frightened by the thought of dying, Rook?
Oh. As Avacyn, I'm gonna say this.
It's part of life.
I wish I'd had your equanimity when I was younger. That's when I discovered I possess a great terror of dying. It goes beyond dread. Can't be reasoned with.
That's a fun idea for a D&D character.
Mm-hmm.
It comes without warning. In the dead of night. In sunlit streets. A roar. Strangling fear. Struck somewhere deep past the heart.
That's an issue for a necromancer.
Oddly, I discovered I wasn't alone. I debated this fear with friends. I argued with teachers. Yet, it lingered. Manfred's right. That's maudlin enough.
Maudlin?
There are struggles, but a watcher should always find peace amongst the graves. And what sort of host would I be if we didn't end with some light refreshment?
Sorry, the anything for Manfred got me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've done every romance option. We have to do the romance option, right?
Right, we at least have to.
Yeah, every romance
Did you
option.
set all this up to make a good impression?
Of course not. I was only...
Because it's working.
Then it's my pleasure to share the tranquility of this place with you.
Cute.
Also, maudlin, self-pityingly or tearfully sentimental, often through drunkenness.
Huh. That's a curious word. Never heard it before.
I hadn't either.
Sure.
But also, one of my favorite things about flirting with Emmerich, not that I do it a ton because I haven't romanced him, but like my favorite thing about watching his reactions to flirting is like, he's like, there's no, like I can see him kind of like computing, like there's no way that's not.
What, you...
All right.
Huh? What do you mean? No.
And a lot of his romance kind of does, like, there's banter that you can kind of piece together and you're like, oh, Emmerich had game back in the day. Got it. And so now I think he's like, it's like, I'm an old professor. Like, no one has a crush on me. And it's, joke's on you, old man. Yes. Also, everyone I've heard that did his romance really liked it.
Interesting.
He's one of the only romances that takes you on a date.
Oh, that's cute. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Classic little dinner date.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I love that. Characters with distinct date and romance options. Like they feel different. Like the fact that the only one, as far as I know, in Baldur's Gate that takes you on a date is Karlach. And that's really cute, and interesting. Whereas I think the other ones, like, you go on date adjacent, but nothing that's explicitly like this is a date. Which I appreciated that about Karlach's story.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the Baldur's Gate romances to say.
Don't worry, we'll get you through those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that I had a friend tell me I should try a different class? Specifically, they recommended Sorcerer.
In D&D or Baldur's Gate or just in general?
Baldur's Gate.
That's a weird thing to say.
With all my
weird sentiment.
Oh, is it?
No, but
I don't know, like, why, like, in Baldur's Gate, like, every class is kind of fine. You can get away with anything.
Well, I played a ranger and I was talking about being bored, and so her solution to me being bored was to play a different class, maybe more spellcasty.
Yeah, I mean, that's valid. I think it works.
I was like, okay, I'll try it.
Yeah. I don't see why not. I think with Ranger, it does really need a good subclass to work. I think that's just a D&D thing in general, though.
Yeah, that's true about most classes.
Yeah, I think Sorcerer just gets the cool stuff earlier because you get a level 1. Same thing with Warlock. Same thing with Cleric.
Okay, yeah.
Think me homesick.
Hi, Emmerich.
Rook.
You're
hello.
homesick.
Just composing a few letters. The other Watchers have been most interested in our adventures.
What's the Grand Necropolis like?
Its majesty has stilled the tongues of kings.
Girl,
and
you've
queens.
been there.
It's a haven for spirits and the dead. A vast well of history. The duty and shelter of every Watcher.
Just imagining Manfred saying all this is very funny.
To an eternal vigil.
I love the idea that Manfred is like repeating Emmerich's lines.
Like I saw his like mouth moving just a little bit, like he's just mouthing the words.
Yeah, exactly. Like literally mouthing the lines off screen.
Yeah.
Or off camera.
There are stranger and more dangerous things than spirits in the Fade, Rook. The Watchers stand against them when their shadows rise.
And anything lately?
A few portents. I cannot put down solely to the chaos of the elven gods, but nothing definitive. Perhaps only shivers in the void.
Okay. That's not bad.
So I've heard people call necromancers mortalitasi. What's the difference between them and the Mornwatch?
Oh, all Navaran necromancers are mortalitasi. The Watchers are a special order within them.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't get that yet. I'm glad I asked.
Privileges and attendant responsibilities.
More?
This is also something else.
What's the Mornwatch?
That I think, because like he says all Navaran necromancers, right? And you can be a rogue or a warrior Mornwatcher, which like is fine. But I do kind of feel like the background should have been like sort of class gated.
That makes sense.
Like this background means you are a mage, or this other rogue.
Yeah.
Etc. I don't know. I feel like it would have made it a little bit easier to
navigate,
dissect it all in development.
Yeah. It's always difficult with like doing things, especially with like choices and like dialogue options like this, because it really webs a lot, and trying to find where the webs can go out, but where you can also bring the webs back in. And when it comes to like backgrounds and classes, it can really complicate things. I definitely know that's a very difficult thing to manage.
And like with Origins, they do it in that kind of way. So like you pick your people and your class, and then that determines your background.
Right.
And in the tabletop game, you pick your background, and that determines your people and your class.
That makes sense.
And so like this game to me is like, it's just kind of like very wide reaching, and it's like, you know, Tevinter, for example, is at war with the Kunari, and I'm like, then why can I play a Kunari Shadow Dragon?
Yeah. I guess there's always, again, for like me, for like I like the idea of playing the fringe case character. Like I like the idea of like I was a Kunari who had to flee the Kunari for XYZ reason. And I was raised in the Shadow Dragon. Like I like those fringe cases, but you can't necessarily get the same breadth of those fringe cases if you don't have more control, like with working with like a DM, for instance.
Yeah, I agree.
What you do?
Our first duty is safekeeping the Grand Necropolis and preparing the funerary dead. Another is stopping misuse of dark magic and necromancy.
Must keep you busy?
Not often, but on occasion.
I like the idea that the order is like, yes, we are necromancers, but we know the correct and safe way to do the necromancy, and we want to make sure that people don't misuse this shit because it's fucking dangerous. Like,
yeah, I do think it's really interesting, and like, there's references to Mortalitasi throughout the. Gets a little bit more expanded upon in oh crap, Inquisition. I was like, I just blanked on the game name.
I was like, there's 3 I know of, and I can't tell you the names without.
Yeah. Also, I meant to mention this earlier, but like, so since you've saved Treviso, you will not get this piece. But in Inquisition, Dorian has a necromancer specialization that you can get later in the game. Ooh. If you save Minrathous and you take Emmerich to the Shadow Dragon hideout, he and Dorian know each other because Dorian studied under him.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Isn't that neat? I love that.
Again, great detail work. The foundations are there, and I really like the foundations that we've established.
And the fact that it's locked by such an early game choice before you even get Emmerich ticks me off.
Yeah.
I don't like that part, but I like that the conversation exists.
And as far as we know, there's not any plans for another Dragon Age game, right?
No, they've laid off pretty much all the Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Laid off or fired.
I wonder if they were like, the reason they went to try to go the other route with the Dragon Age games is because they're being pressured to do a different type of game, and then, you know, they weren't allowed.
Pretty much, yeah. A lot of the older writers left years and years ago because EA was like, we want a live service game, and we don't care what the writers say. So the writers were like, well, screw you, bye.
Yeah.
And then they had only like kind of a shadow cast of the original set that knew kind of where the story was going. And so now we get this.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, this went through development hell.
Overhearing the word homesick.
Oh, I'm fine. Completely absorbed in our venture. But if I were home, I'd be preparing for new students or requests to speak to the dead.
You didn't stop teaching just to be with us, did you?
I'm long overdue for a sabbatical. Besides, do you know how many students the faculty wanted in my class next season? 10. How's one meant to tailor separate lessons for 10 pupils at a time? Honest.
This is such a real issue.
Yep. 10 whole students when we're hitting classes of over 30. When we had a class of like 30 kids, that was like bad when I was younger. Now we're hitting over 30. Like that seems insane to me. Like when I was growing up, I had classes of like 24 to 28. We really didn't want to push the 30, but now it's like we're hitting those like 34, 35. Like, how do you have 35 kids with one teacher? Like, I think at that point you need to have multiple teachers handling aspects of the class. Like, it's
my regular public school averaged about 20 students per class, and then when I switched to a magnet school, we had it really depended, but there were only like 500 students in the K through 12 school. So I remember, I think my chemistry class had 12 students.
Yeah. See, it's interesting because when I went through my specialized programs growing up, like my middle school had 60 kids to the entire school. We had 2 grades. Each class had about 30 kids, but we had about 60 kids to the 60 people, I should say, with the 4 faculty members to the entire school. And then when I went to high school, I went from like 60 people to like 2K, and I was like, oh, this is a lot bigger. There's a lot more things happening.
Yeah.
But it was nice because in my specialized program I had, you like still had the mass of people, and then you still had your like 2 classes every semester that were just like you and like 20 people that you always had, and you kept those people throughout every single term going forward, all the way through grade 12, to the point where by the time and people kept dropping out because of like other conflicts of interest, other programs they were part of, and they couldn't stick in this one anymore. So eventually it got down to only about 12 of us in the final year for that program.
Yeah.
It was wild to me how like we went from like 60 kids down to 12 because people couldn't stick with it.
That sounds a little bit like the magnet school I went. Because it was like a lottery. You had to like get drawn out of a hat to be able to go, which is crazy.
Yeah.
but you know, it's the classes got bigger as we got older. So like, there was only like 10 or 15 students in a kindergarten class and the first grade class, and it went up to like 25 in the rest of elementary school, 50 in middle school, and then 75 kids per class in high school.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, like per grade. I should maybe should specify. And so like there was a group at the end called the 12 and 13 year club, because it was like, you know, all the kids that had been there from kindergarten or first grade all the way through 12th grade.
Yeah.
There were plenty of people that left, which is how like I got openings and got into the school, is because like they wanted to go be on the swim team or the football team, and we didn't have one of those, so they had to go switch schools for that kind of thing.
Yeah. I actually did take a 13th year because not everyone had to, but I took a 13th. I should say semester. There was a maximum number of like basically classes you could pass in my school, which was 34, and I was like, well, because I took one free class, free period, so I had technically like I think I had 31. So I was like, I could take one more semester and take 3 classes and get 34. Finger guns. And I basically specifically took it because I didn't have any experience with like business or anything like that. So I took a couple business classes, and I took one for me, which was world cultures, and I probably the best, the only reason that semester was fun for me was because the world cultures class. I hated both business classes for different reasons, but the world cultures class was basically anthropology 101 from like uni. That's what the teacher said day one, and I was like, oh, it was great. Cool. It was so fun, and the teacher loved us, and she let us use, because there was a handful of us that stayed for an extra semester, and the teacher specifically knew us, and we talked to her, and she like let us use her classroom every day, so we didn't have to be in the hallway with all the people who we didn't know. We could just like be in our little pod of people. It was really fun. Mm-hmm. Anyways,
can people just ask you to show up for some corpse whispering?
Oh, nothing official.
I will be right back.
There are very few of us, but we help here and there, questioning a victim of murder, clearing up disputed wills, and sometimes fetching back last words from a loved one.
Aw, that's so sweet. I like that.
You can get anything out of the dead, and they just let you leave Navarra?
My gift has limitations. The dead only know what they did in life. What was clear under the sun is sometimes blurred when I revive them.
Makes sense.
Honestly, some conversations aren't worth the trouble. Death encourages obstinacy.
Good to chat. I'll let you get back to your letter.
Before you go, I wanted to thank you for your company in the Memorial Gardens. There's another ceremony I have to perform there. If you'd like to visit again. Not yet, but soon.
With the undead? Zoink Scoop! I don't want to go see the undead again! I enjoy company too.
You know I can't turn down spending more time with you.
How lovely to hear you say so. I'll always be glad to show you around the tombs, my dear. At your pleasure.
I'll take you up on that.
Wonderful. Until then.
There's so many jokes to make about him exploring tombs. Yep. Okay, one more check around the room. Anyone else want talkies? No, I think we're in the clear, baby. Which means we are heading off to the next major plot point, I guess.
I'm back.
Hello. Emmerich wants to explore our tomb.
Okay.
That was a takeaway from that conversation for me. But that being said, I think that was probably a good time to wrap it up. We've been going for about 4 hours.
Yeah, I think now would be a great time, just because you've done most of the
side quests.
Side quests, you've gotten all the memories.
And next up, we're going to be going to the
wetlands.
The wetlands. We're going to be doing some pretty crazy stuff there.
Yeah, I heard you say as I was sitting back down that you were that we were about to go do main quest stuff. So I was going to.
I figured this would be a good time to put the part ways anyways, but I was like, I'll make the comment, and then as I hear your door creak, I was like, let's just make the comment and let the whole thing roll. Okay.
Perfect.
Sweet. Well, that being said, thank you.
But now you have pretty girls in your hideout.
Yeah. Oh, true. I didn't even realize. I did like actually look around after this is really nice. Terrifying, but nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, yes, with that, thank you everyone for hanging out. If you're watching the YouTube and the VOD of the fact, please consider, and you made it to the end, which I really appreciate, consider maybe liking or commenting or subscribing, because it means that the little algorithm thing means that YouTube likes me more, which means that we can do more things. And if we hit the algorithm thing to actually make the algorithm thing make YouTube like me, then maybe get more emotes and stuff on the YouTube side too. Okay, long-winded thing. Thank you for supporting me, and I'll catch y'all real soon. Bye.